Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Well, good afternoon. Merry belated Christmas. Great to be with you. It is Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon here on 97.1 FM Talk. It has been, we're closing down the year. I don't know what I was about to say there. We're closing down the year. You got 3 days with me. I'm excited. The next 3 days here on the Mark Reardon Show as we close out 2025 and welcome in 2026. And over the next few shows, I hope to put a little bit of highlight on what 2025 brought, what 2026 could bring, what the focus of 2026. We've got some great guests. We've got the entertainment segment that we have on Friday. Excited to talk some movies, talk some sports as well, as Missouri is about to lose another NFL team. We'll get some thoughts on that and so much more. We'll also be talking about the economy in the 5 o'clock hour. As so many experts talk about how awful the economy is supposed to be, it seems at every turn they're proven wrong. They're proven, and it's always, they're always shocked, right? You turn on CNN and the economist is like, I don't know how this happened. No one was expecting this. It just makes me wonder, when are we going to stop always believing the experts? Remember, it was 51 intelligence experts that told us Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian misinformation. And it took a court hearing to prove that, oh no, it was his laptop. When are we going to stop believing everything the experts say and, judge with our own experience, judge with what we're seeing, not what we're hearing? So we'll get into that. As I said, we have a financial expert joining us in the 5 o'clock hour to break that down. I do hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas. I am broadcasting live from the great, once great city of Buffalo. And, we were told we had a 50% chance for a white Christmas, and we didn't get the white Christmas. We had a very green, very mild for Buffalo Christmas. And then today it is wind, it is sleet. There's almost every flight into the airport's canceled. My wife's aunt was supposed to land and her flight got diverted mid-flight. So it's not really, we're still not getting the white stuff. I mean, this is just ice. And it's funny. I just did 3 hours of weather coverage on my Buffalo show. And that's all we talked about. We have roads in the ditch here. We've got accidents all up and down the thruway. It'll be a very interesting drive home for me after the show. But it's funny. 10 minutes ago, I was talking about the accidents and road closings, and I don't have to focus on that the next few hours. So that's nice. Now today's also a big return day. And I was trying to get a guest to talk about the etiquette of returning a holiday gift, but the guest was unavailable, which is fine. But as someone who spent a lot of time in retail, I thought my career was all retail. I had left radio, went into retail. Very fortunate that my boss here in Buffalo, offered me a job back because I was miserable. And I loved the people I worked with. I loved the company I worked for. They're out of business now. But I loved the company I worked for. And this is why I have so much respect for people who work retail full time. I just couldn't do it. I could not. It is a big demand in the retail world. And if you don't work it, you don't understand the demand that working retail is day in, day out. And I am just thinking of everyone in retail working today at customer service or working in the back, having to process every return, because the next few days, I'm telling you guys, it is, if you have a return, obviously you get something that doesn't fit, you get something that you're not going to use. if you have a return, just have a little patience. That's my number one my number one advice. Have a little patience, because if the person at customer service has been there since open, they have probably dealt with 10 to 12 returns an hour. And you have to realize how annoying it is for the stores right now with online shopping. A lot of these stores are processing returns that they didn't even sell. So now that's going against their goal of the day. And, they didn't even sell the original item. And it might be an online only thing. Now that store has to ship it back to court. It's a mess. It's a mess. So, I'm not saying don't return. I mean, believe me, as someone who's recently lost 50 pounds, I know about having to return something that might be too big. But, just patience and, put some time aside, because it's probably going to be a long wait. But the person I was trying to get on today was talking about return etiquette. And, I never thought of this. And I'm so happy they put it in the article. It was talking about what if the person asks about the gift. Now, I got to tell you, I'm probably a really bad gift giver. Like I'm a gift card gift giver. I give a gift card because and even for my wife, like I don't trust. Don't get me wrong. I've gotten my wife gifts that aren't gift cards, but I don't trust myself to make a good decision. And like, I don't want someone to go, does he even know me? Like, I don't want someone to ask that question. So I resort to the gift card. Now, yesterday we did the white elephant gift exchange with me, my wife, my parents, and my sister and her husband. So the 6 of us did a white elephant gift exchange. And I thought, oh my gosh, this might not go over well. It's a gift that reminds people of me. And I got one of those very nice AM FM radios with Bluetooth, but like, you can put in the living room, like it would look good next to the fireplace, on the mantle, maybe even. And I added a gift card to it as well, because I had to hit the gift total. But I think I walk away thinking it was probably just as good as any other gift there. I at the end of the day was like, oh, if I had gotten that gift, I'd be fine with it. So you know what? Now next year I'm already saying we're going to do that again. That was fun. It was a fun gift exchange, and you play a little game, because Christmas, it's the kids have all the fun, right? They're opening gifts all day. You get to my age, my wife and I, we didn't get each other any gifts. We're going to focus on Valentine's Day. I don't think we've ever gotten each other a gift for Valentine's Day since we've been married. So I said, let's focus on our son for Christmas, and we'll get each other a nice gift for Valentine's Day. And I actually think that might be the plan going forward, because, Christmas, number one, it's about the birth of Jesus. But it's number two, it's about the fun for the kids. And, now that I'm a parent, it's about making my son's day as special as can be. And I have to say, I think my wife knocked it out of the park. She got the gifts. She told me what the gifts were. We split them. Don't worry. It's nothing like that. We split the gifts. But she hit a home run. She did a great job. And I think he got very bored with opening gifts, only because I think the gifts he had opened, he wanted to play with so much. He didn't want to waste time. He didn't realize that a lot of the gifts were to go with the gift that he really liked. And once he realized that, he started opening more gifts. But, the smile, and I mean, he was playing with his toys. We went to my in-laws. We went to my parents. We came back home. He was playing with his toys well past his bedtime, but it was Christmas, so we let him stay up, and he thanked us today by sleeping in an hour. So I guess we all won. Hey, when we come back, we're going to focus in on the White House. Jeff Murdoch, he is the White House correspondent for the Washington Times. He will join us, and we've got a plethora of things to talk with Jeff about. And then after Jeff is with us, I did you a favor. I read through the New York Times so you don't have to, and I just want to know the reality. The opinion writers in the New York Times, I want to know what reality they're living in, because it's not one I know. And again, I'm one of these people. I can say, I can see your point of view. I don't agree with it, but I can see your point of view. There are some things in the New York Times opinion column, I can't even see their point of view. Like it's just not reality. I get it. You don't like Trump, but it far surpasses that. And we'll talk about that after we're joined by Jeff Murdoch. It's Joe Beamer. Happy to be with you in for Mark Reardon on 97.1 FM Talk.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
This will not surprise you. We are in really good shape on the roads this afternoon. And we had really light traffic this morning. I expect pretty much the same this afternoon. But there is a stall westbound 70 at 141. They've got that off kind of on the right-hand shoulder. It's really not causing any kind of serious delay. And there was a stall westbound 370 approaching 141. And an accident. Now, this one was westbound 44 past Big Bend, and they had the right lane closed and the right shoulder. There's still some volume in that area. So if you are westbound on 44, that's what's going on. 55, though, looks good, and no delays if you are headed into Illinois on the bridges downtown. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
I'm William Shatner. I've been around a long time, but I'm truly humbled when I see the real battles our brave, paralyzed veterans have faced defending our freedom. And when they come home.
I had just come home from serving over in Germany. Next thing I know, it was 3 weeks later. I was paralyzed.
While parachuting with my platoon, my parachute didn't open. I broke my neck. It left me paralyzed for the rest of my life.
I was on a routine patrol, and we were in the desert of Kuwait, and the vehicle flipped and landed on top of me, which left me paralyzed from the waist down.
Okay, folks, this is heroism. That's why I'm proud to support Paralyzed Veterans of America, because they've kept their promise to never leave a fallen soldier behind. A roof over their heads, accessible homes and cars, jobs, benefits.
PVA has brought me back to life.
Show them their sacrifice hasn't been in vain. Go to PVA.org to learn how you can make a difference.
When life happens and you need to sell your St. Louis area home, do what I did. Call my friend and trusted realtor, Gloria Liu, with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. She's here with me today. Gloria is a St. Louis real estate expert with over 22 years of experience and expertise helping you sell fast and for the most money.
Selling your home can be so stressful, especially when life happens, like a sudden job change, a passing of a loved one, or a growing family. Knowing exactly how much your home will sell in today's market is the first step. Then I back it up with an upfront written guarantee. My guarantee is simple and easy to understand. If I can sell your home at our agreed upon price and time frame, I'll buy it myself.
When life happens, the name to remember is Gloria Liu, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. I strongly suggest you call her right now. It's 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
Eggland's Best. The only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Available in so many delicious varieties. Classic, cage-free, organic, free-range, and pasture-raised. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Back to Mark Reardon, because someone's got to say it out loud. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
It is Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon here at 97.1 FM Talk, and we go to the White House. That's where Jeff Murdoch is. Jeff, welcome back to the show.
I'm doing great, Joe. How are you doing?
Hey, I can't complain on this this post-Christmas Friday. Jeff, lots going on. I want to start with something that we heard from Zelensky, and that is this alleged meeting in Florida on Sunday. What can you tell us?
Well, yes, it looks like both Zelensky's people in the White House are confirming that he's coming to Mar-a-Lago on on Sunday, and he's going to sit down with President Trump. Interestingly, I will be the White House puller starting Sunday morning, so I will actually be in attendance for that meeting. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And I think the fact that Zelensky is coming here is a sign that we're sort of close to an agreement. Zelensky himself has outlined some of the things that he thinks they can resolve, but the fact that he's taking the time to come to sit down with President Trump shows his confidence that we can be close to an agreement.
And Jeff, obviously a lot of different things when we hear about what an agreement means, but from what you've heard, what do you expect an agreement could look like? I mean, is Zelensky going to give in on more? What is the belief that the final thing will look like?
Right now, it's still, there's so much to be determined. There's so much up in the air. It's hard to give an accurate assessment of what it's going to look like. I think it comes down to a couple of things. What is Zelensky going to get in return for land concessions? If he's going to give up some land, which he has said is a non-starter, but the fact is, it seems like they're getting closer and closer to doing that. What kind of guarantees is he going to get? And the thing that he wants more than anything is a security guarantee, something that looks like NATO's Article 5, which requires that if there's an attack on one country, it'll be an attack. All the other allies will rise up to defend it. Where it's been tricky is Europe has not had an interest in this. The White House and America has been more interested in trying to stand up and protect Ukraine. So it'll be interesting. So what we're kind of waiting to see is what kind of security guarantee is he going to get, and will that be enough? And what will that look like, and who's going to participate? And those are kind of the questions that still remain in the air. But I expect it to look like something where there'll be economic zones to help rebuild the economy, some kind of land concession, and a security guarantee, and a strong security guarantee.
Jeff, moving on to news that we got on Christmas Day of the U.S. airstrikes. This was targeted at some ISIS members.
That's right. And it's, the president has been active about warning Nigeria and ISIS cells out in Nigeria about the attacks on religion. And the president is focused on Christians, and Christians are getting murdered there. I mean, a lot of people have compared that to genocide, but it's not limited to just the Christians. The Muslims are also, there's been attacks it's been indiscriminate on houses of worship, regardless of faith. But this underscores the president's commitment to religious liberty. We've seen that through Justice Department initiatives. We've seen that through his own speeches. We've seen that, and now it seems like he's taking that overseas. And also he's taking the fight to ISIS. Keep in mind, we're only a week out from when he had launched those airstrikes in Syria after they killed the service members over in Syria. But this just really underscores the president's commitment to religious liberty and religious faith, that he's taking this seriously enough to launch airstrikes.
Any word of future, military movements like this?
Yes, I think, something like this takes time to put together. I don't think the president is the kind of guy who's going to do one airstrike and done. I think this points to a much larger campaign that we are going to see in Nigeria. I think we're also going to start to see more pressure on the Nigerian government. Keep in mind, back in November, he had ordered the military to look into the attacks on Christians. And he's also threatened to withhold aid to Nigeria, and has reached out to the government and said, we're not, we're going to start holding back aid if these things continue. So this is clearly the beginning, not the end, of his campaign to crack down on what's happening to Christians and other religious people in Nigeria.
So, Jeff, we've got a few days left in 2025. Looking back, what would you say this White House is most proud of for its first year of Donald Trump's second term?
I think it's two things. I think it's immigration. I think the immigration numbers, I know the immigration numbers haven't been what they expected. They've been a little bit below that, but they have still come in far better than what we've had. I think they're very proud of that. But I also think the one thing, and I've asked administration officials this, and this is the answer that I keep getting back, is the big, beautiful bill that they got the president's economic and domestic agenda codified in law. There was a lot of resistance from within the president's own party. They got that done. They got the tax cuts set. They didn't let them expire. That is what they are probably, I know that is what they're most proud of, is the big, beautiful bill getting that passed. And they expect when that stuff gets up and running, a lot of the issues that we're seeing now in affordability and prices aren't going to be an albatross on the president once we start seeing some of these things come into fruition.
So 2026, what is top of list? What does this White House hope to get done? And Jeff, a 3-question question. What is this White House going to do looking to the midterms in November?
Well, I think that their list is probably longer than my arm. It is going to be a long list. I know from people in the White House that President Trump, and I don't mean to get on an aside here, but ask people constantly how many days he has left, because he's constantly trying to figure out how much he can get done, what his time left to get his stuff done is. So it's quite an ambitious agenda. But I think what's top of that, I think, is a couple of things. One is getting out to the people more and talking to people more. We saw that with the Pennsylvania rally. We saw that in North Carolina. I've been told that they're hoping to do one at least once a week, if not once a week, maybe every other week, but get him out among the people a couple of times a month. There's a sense within the White House the president's gotten a little too isolated in there, and that he does really well when he connects with the American people and has those rallies. I think that's going to be the first thing, is to take his message on affordability out there. I think appointing a new Federal Reserve chairman, I think that is going to be one of the first things. And I know Jerome Powell's term doesn't end until May, but that's not going to stop the president from appointing his replacement and getting the ball rolling so that person can take over on day one. I expect we will see that as soon as the president returns from Mar-a-Lago and gets back to the White House. We're going to see that the first week. I think we see that by January 9th. Healthcare reform, that is something that he has started banging the drum on. There's been some resistance on the Hill. There's been some resistance within his own party. I think we're going to come up in a lot of it. Criticism from the Republicans has been that the president keeps talking about it, but they have not seen a specific plan from the White House. I think they are going to see I think we're going to see a plan from the White House, maybe something bigger involving health savings accounts. Not entirely sure what that's going to look like. And I think that's going to be the first couple of things we see on his to-do list as we enter 2026.
Jeff, in the next segment, I'm going to talk a little bit about the reality or the lack of reality the New York Times opinion writers live in. And, including that, these economic, quote, experts who continue to tell us that gloom and doom is ahead just to be proven wrong every month. I mean, that's got to be frustrating for the White House.
Well, it is. And it's funny because you had asked me earlier what they think the biggest accomplishment is. I had asked White House officials what they thought the biggest accomplishment was and what they thought the biggest drawback was, or their biggest challenge. And they kept going back over and over again as their biggest challenge is the mainstream media and their constant predictions. Remember when tariffs were going to send us all into a recession? That was the talk in March. Every news article, tariffs have not brought us into a recession. In fact, we have seen economic growth through tariffs. And we have seen the economic numbers continue to defy the expectations and increase the expectations. But still, all you have heard for the last year is how we are going into a recession. And I think one of the things we will start to see next year is all the presidents, it takes a while to get oil and gas drilling set up, especially after some bans under the Biden administration. And we're going to start seeing that stuff ramp up. And what ramps up, one of the things with the economy is when oil and gas start to ramp up, when that starts to flow, everything else follows. And when those prices go down, we're going to start seeing prices of everything else start to follow with that.
And it couldn't be a better time, Jeff, because I feel like if people can, just tune out the experts and start seeing what they're living, it might not be a disastrous midterms like so many people are projecting.
Well, and the thing about it is consumer confidence is we see consumer confidence, but how confident can you be in anything when you constantly have people telling you it's wrong, it's bad, if things are going to get bad? That kills confidence in anything. And I think that's what we're seeing here with why consumer confidence numbers keep coming back low, despite some of the good news we've been seeing in the economic reports.
For sure. Hey, Jeff, always great catching up with you. And maybe we'll catch up with you Monday after the big meeting on Sunday.
I look forward to it. Happy New Year, Joe.
Happy New Year. That is Jeff Mordock, White House correspondent for the Washington Times. Always great catching up with Jeff. When we come back, as I said, I want to talk about the New York Times opinion piece writers. Again, I am one of these people. I can, if you don't disagree with me, I don't think you're living in an outside reality. However, I think some of the people in the New York Times, it goes past just not agreeing. It is a reality, again, that there is no truth to. And we'll break it down when we come back. It's Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon on 97.1 FM Talk.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, good afternoon to you. We actually have an accident out there. I mean, we did not have much traffic this morning. But this afternoon, we don't either. We just happen to have an accident westbound 44 past Big Bend. They've got the right lane and the right shoulder blocked, and traffic is stacked up behind it. But that's the worst of it right now, and we're really not bad. 55 southbound is in good shape. 6440 westbound also looking good. And that's really from the city all the way on out through the 70 split, 70 in good shape, quiet through North County. And no delays if you are headed into Illinois, at least on the bridges downtown. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
My best friend Jenny came over for coffee, said it's cold enough in here to play hockey when my furnace broke and it's already late. Call Jerry Kelly because they're open till 8, JerryKelly.com. They'll be here quick and have you feeling good, JerryKelly.com. Cause your furnace will be running like it should. They're certified technicians, I've been told, will help you when it's hot and help you when it's cold, JerryKelly.com. They're fast and they're good and they got it going on, JerryKelly.com.
Tis the season, and Quick Trip is turning your phone into the gift that keeps on giving and giving and giving with QT's Holidays. From now till the end of the season, when you open the QT app, you'll automatically get one free gift per day. We're talking classic QT treats like coffee, pizza, or donuts, ready to make your taste buds sing carols of joy. Plus exclusive deals from your favorite brands. With a new surprise waiting for you every day, your phone will be stuffed with more treats than your stocking. QT's Holidays. Open the QT app for your daily gift.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Raskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Deiser.
I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum,
I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data, to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear expectation.
help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
Cutting through the spin. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
Hey, welcome back. Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon here on 97.1 FM Talk. Hope everyone is having a great day after Christmas. Our Canadian friends call it Boxing Day. Whatever you are doing, some people, they have one family they spend Christmas with, and another family gets the day after, or part of the family. Whatever it is you're doing, hope you're enjoying it, and we appreciate you bringing us along for the ride. Now, the New York Times, yes, I have a membership to the New York Times because I like to believe that someone's got to read it, right? Someone's got to look through it. And this morning I was preparing both shows, and I thought I would take a look through the New York Times opinion piece. And the first one that I came across was Trump is getting weaker and the resistance is getting stronger. This is by opinion columnist Michelle Goldberg over at the New York Times. And she says, she starts this off with, it's been a gruesome year for those who see Donald Trump's, it's been a gruesome year for Donald Trump, let's just paraphrase, and talks about the awful year it's been. She talks for Donald Trump, and she throws Elon Musk in there, all the liberal judges, or as I call, activist judges, and what they've done. And she goes on to talk about how successful the No Kings protests have been. Now, don't get me wrong. If you want to go make a sign and protest along traffic, if that's how you want to spend a Saturday, that's fine. Again, I'm not going to protest your protest. But to say that those were successful, I think is insulting. Because what came of it? It was just 2 days out of the year that people's TDS, that people's complaining went from Facebook and Blue Sky to the streets. And here in Western New York, every town seemed to have a display, and there were some towns where people showed up, and others where it was like 4 people on the side of the road, and you get a little chuckle out of it. But to say that when I read that line, I don't even have to read the rest of the article to know that this person's not living in a reality that I think is the true reality. Again, I'm not sitting here saying if you don't like President Trump, you don't live in the reality. Believe me, I have disagreements with the president. I didn't like the way I didn't like his post about Rob Reiner after Rob Reiner passed. I was tragically murdered. I wish the president would have just left it. I'm not saying he has to be a phony and say he likes the guy, but he could have just left it and not posted anything, right? So there are times where the president says stuff and I go, why did you have to say that? Like, why did you have to address this? But again, this is the same publication that wants to tell us that everything the president is doing isn't working, right? And as Jeff just said in the last segment, tariffs are not sinking the economy. We were told that there was a guaranteed recession because of tariffs. Well, now the chance of recession is the lowest it's been in years. but we're still being told that Donald Trump is the problem. It's every problem that exists is because of Donald Trump, even though people are spending more money. GDP growth was up. Yet here we go. Tariffs are bad, and they're going to continue with that narrative. And it's every narrative, right? Tariffs are bad. They'll never veer off that talking point. And if things continue the way they are now, they'll blame something else, right? It all comes back to it's got to attack Trump. Now, I live in a county that has been under Democrat control since I was in college. The city, the biggest city in the county, Buffalo, has had a Democrat mayor for 60 years. Okay? Donald Trump's finishing his 5th year, and it's not even consecutive. Yet the city of Buffalo incoming mayor, all right, another Democrat to continue the 60-year tradition, is blaming all the problems in the city on Donald Trump. The county executive, who has been there since my senior year of college, is blaming everything on Donald Trump. Not his 14 years of failed leadership, but the president. And we see this time and time again. Chuck Schumer blaming all the problems in America on the guy who's just finishing his 1st year in the 2nd term. Chuck Schumer's been in D.C., I think, my entire lifetime. And you've got these lifer politicians who can't veer off their talking points, who can't admit that, maybe having lifelong public officials isn't the way to go. No, they have to continue with the distractions and just sticking. And again, they know the New York Times is going to help them. They know the New York Times is going to post their BS, for lack of a better term. And then you've got the guest essay in the New York Times. The guest essay from Matthew Walther says the strange death of Make America Great Again. And talking about the movement and how it's losing momentum. I would actually say that MAGA, the Make America Great Again movement, is stronger than Trump. Right? With people like J.D. Vance, and I would say that the movement is stronger than Trump. This goes on to say not long ago, the Make America movement great again, greatest strength, the former Tea Party. It goes through all this stuff, and it says the failure is because parts of MAGA, its enemies, the establishment, the swamp, the media, globalism, were external and vaguely defined, which I don't completely disagree with. But to say that the movement is dying, again, I don't think that's a reality. And I would say I don't think if you wrote the anti-Trump movement is dying. Well, no. I mean, right now, the Democrat Party, all they have is their anti-Trump. That's the party. Like, say what you want about Make America Great Again. At least the MAGA people, there is a vision. And I mean, I think it's pretty easily defined. No illegal immigration, right? An America first economy. America first when it comes to manufacturing, putting the country before, other countries. I mean, that compared to the Democrat Party, which again, it's if Trump says it, we go against it. That's their platform, and they're hoping to win the midterms on that platform. And believe me, the media, the New York Times, they're going to do everything they can to push Democrats into a leadership position in the midterm elections. But for them to say stuff like President Trump is getting weaker and the resistance is getting stronger, where's the resistance? The No Kings protest, that's getting stronger? The Democrat Party, which is more unpopular than the president? The strange death of Make America Great Again? Like, to me, it doesn't fit in the reality that I think most of us live in. And again, you can say that You can say that, you don't like Trump and you don't like Republicans. You don't like Democrats or Republicans. I mean, both parties are quite unpopular. But to sit here and say that Democrats are more popular than Trump right now, or that the resistance, the No Kings people, what, they operate out of their grandparents' basement? That's stronger than the Make America Great Again movement? That's stronger than the president? Like, to me, it's not, this is not in a reality. This is, again, someone who, two people that might be, suffering from TDS, trying to type their vision into reality. And again, I'm all for opinion pieces. I think all opinions should be put out there, and everyone has their freedom of speech to give their opinion. I just don't. I don't think that's a fair reality. Now, if you want to say that President Trump is not as popular today as he was when he took office in January, I would say that probably goes for every president, especially lately. Like, we don't have much. I mean, a president's popularity and approval rating starts to dip pretty quickly with today's politics, and that's why I've said I don't. I think before I die, we'll have another Donald Trump, that will be elected, lose, and be elected again. I think we're heading to the two-term president might be more difficult and might be more rare than in decades past. But I think before I die, we'll have another Grover Cleveland, Donald Trump situation where the person wins, loses, and then wins again. Just because it seems the way it's going in politics. I think it's going to be more difficult for someone to get consecutive terms. I could be proven wrong. That seems the way things are going. I mean, with that said, the Democrat Party would have to get above 18% approval before 2028. So it'll be interesting to follow. It is Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon, and we're back after this.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Good afternoon. If you happen to have gone to work today, the few, the proud, things look fine out of downtown because not many people did. So westbound 70 is in great shape. No delays. Westbound 6440 out of downtown all the way out west. We look good on 44 as well. They cleared that accident. And we look good on 55. So really, we're in good shape. Even on the Illinois side, it's quiet. And no problems if you're headed on the bridges downtown or anywhere in the area. From the Missouri side over to Illinois, I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Let's show our appreciation for local heroes. Mark Cox here. Nominate a first responder and their department could get lunch from Grill Master Tony's. I'll personally deliver it. Share their story at 971talk.com. Nominate them today.
We, without hesitation, recommend that anybody work with ThrottleNet. The experience will be as good as it's been for us, for anybody, because you'll get a true partnership and you'll be able to rest easy that you're going to get the service that you need while they're also doing all those things that you don't want to have to think about, that you don't want to have to worry about. They're always doing that in the background for you.
Don't wait for your next IT crisis. If your business depends on technology, you need a partner that's got your back. Contact ThrottleNet.com to get a free IT evaluation and see how we can support your IT everything.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Flame Bearers goes beyond scores to bring real stories from women Olympians and Paralympians who've beat the odds. Hear from legends like Sue Bird, Caster Semenya, and more about what it takes to be a champion. Tune into Flame Bearers wherever you get your podcasts.
No one remembers the tie, the sweater, or the pair of socks they received last year for the holidays, but they will remember the year they learned how to play the piano. Hi, this is Kathy from Lacefield Music. And every year in January, Lacefield Music opens their exciting and innovative 8-week adult piano classes to the public for the incredible price of only $29.99 for all 8 weeks. This class is usually $100, but in January, the classes will be $29.99 for all 8 weeks. With Lacefield Music's adult piano classes, you will learn how to read music, play your favorite songs, and you will play with both your right and your left hand the very first week. This year, instead of buying your loved one more things, buy them an experience and fulfill the dream of learning to play the piano. Class sizes are limited and are filling fast, so call 636-778-2070 for more information or go to lacefieldmusic.com. That's lacefieldmusic.com to sign up.
What's your favorite 4-letter word? Chances are you've said it more than a few times dealing with this crazy world we live in. But at Compass Retirement Solutions, our 4-letter word of choice is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow. And hope that your retirement plans don't take a back seat. You've watched inflation soar, and maybe your retirement future feels a little uncertain right now. But all hope is not lost. Find out exactly how much risk you're still taking with your investments. Find out how you may be able to save big on taxes. And find out how having a written retirement plan just might give you the hope you've been looking for. Call today to set up a meeting. 314-373-1598. That's 314-373-1598. Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services but does not provide tax advice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory firm in Missouri and Illinois. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
You're listening to the Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hey, welcome back. Final segment of the first hour. Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon here on 97.1 FM Talk. Yeah, I just, I don't get it. And, I don't understand. I used to be someone that, hey, if the experts said it, I don't question it, right? But then the COVID vaccine came. And again, whatever your thoughts on the COVID vaccine, but you can't deny that they lied about it at first. Right? Dr. Fauci's out there saying that if you get the vaccine, you can't get COVID. Well, that was proven to not be true. And then it was, well, if you get the vaccine, you can't spread COVID. That also turned out not to be true. So, it was at that point, a lot of stuff during COVID kind of opened my eyes to, it's okay. It's okay to question things, right? It's okay to question the economic experts who keep telling you doom and gloom is coming, and doom and gloom is not there. It's okay to question the politicians who have been in positions of power for decades, telling you that everything is the new guy's fault. It is okay to question. As long as you're willing to hear the response, it's okay to question. And it amazes me. There are still people that, even after COVID, their response to things are, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and just, walk in line with everybody else. And like I said, I mean, I'm not an economist. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but lately the numbers are looking good. I don't seem to be seeing a huge increase in the grocery store in my groceries like I was during the Biden years. So I would say right now I live in New York State. So, they're hiking our electric bills because they need to make improvements to the grid, because our governor is starting to chip away at, fuel and gas services throughout the state. So that's annoying. But again, I can't blame the president for something that's done in the state because of the supermajority the Democrats have. Also in New York, and this goes to what I was talking about, the New York Times, and we'll get into this a little later because I don't have much time for this now, but the if Trump says it, it's wrong. It's starting to be, let's put that above people's safety. Again, I will go to my home state of New York, where they are now going to issue licenses to illegal immigrants. You don't have to prove citizenship. You don't have to prove anything to get a driver's license. So now you are going to have people, we don't know where they're from. We don't know why they're here, how they got here. And they're going to have the same, opportunity to get a license as you or me. If they can pass the road test. And if I remember the road test from 20 some years ago, I think you could probably pass that pretty easily. I mean, this is after an illegal immigrant with a CDL made an illegal turn in a semi that killed people. And again, let's not look at that. Let's not look at the common sense approach. It is, if Trump says it, we must do the opposite. The irony is the governor of New York used to be the clerk in Erie County, the county I live in. And when she was governor, or when she was the clerk, she stood up to Eliot Spitzer saying she will never give an illegal immigrant a license. That same person, now the governor of New York, being controlled by the far left, is saying license for all. Come and get your license. In less than 20 years, she has gone completely 180 on the illegal immigration. And that is most of the Democrat Party. Because they care about sticking it to Trump more than they care about what's right for the citizens, for you and me in the United States of America. It is a crazy thing to see. It's a crazy thing to watch. But again, I just, in all these things, I just wish common sense would prevail. You don't have to agree with me. You just have to see that it's not right to give driver's license to people we don't know where they came from, why they're here, anything about them. It's Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon. Back after this.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Looking good on the roads this afternoon. I'm sure that's not a surprise. A lot of people have taken today off. We look good in North County. I notice a little bit of volume in pockets, westbound Manchester, headed for 141. But the interstates look great. 70 westbound looks great. No delays on 6440 or 44. 55 is in good shape. Quiet on the Illinois side as well. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
At Grasser Home Services, we're looking for happy plumbers to join our team. Plumbers who are polite, honest, and do the job right.
And love dogs. They must love dogs.
Plumbers who treat customers' homes with respect, care about the details, and show up on time.
Know a happy plumber who's great with dogs?
Have them call Grasser Home Services.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
A powerful threat calls for a greater response.
When there's a battle, bring strength.
When there's a problem, seek answers.
When there is doubt, give hope.
Not tomorrow.
Not in a few years.
But right now.
Some battles must be faced together. Cancer fighters stand up to cancer every day. And you can be part of this battle too.
Visit standuptocancer.org/American Airlines to learn more.
Together, we can save lives.
Social Security is with you through life's journey from birth to retirement. As your life changes year to year, so do your needs. For over 80 years, Social Security has helped to meet your needs and is committed to improving access to the services that make a difference in your life. Today, you can verify your earnings, estimate your future benefits, apply for retirement, manage your benefits, and even change your address, all from the comfort of your home. Social Security's online services help put you in control with secure access to your information anytime, anywhere, allowing you to spend more time with family, friends, or simply just enjoying the day. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. See what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
This is St. Louis Conservative, born in the middle of America, built to stand our ground. We hustle, we speak our minds, and we're done taking lectures from elites who consider the Midwest flyover country. We honor our cops, we respect our flag, and the Constitution. We live by it. This isn't an echo from somewhere else. This is the voice of Missouri Steel with a gateway bite. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis strong, conservative to the core. KFTK FM Florissant.
An Odyssey station.
It's not just the Christians. I'm Carmen Roberts, Fox News. Nigeria's government rejects President Trump's claim about genocide of Christians and says that ISIS terrorists are also killing many Muslims.
President Trump threatening to kill many more terrorists if the murders there continue. The president announcing the strike on Christmas night, saying in part, quote, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. A military official tells The Times the operation was done in coordination with the Nigerian military. The deadly strikes come after a surge of attacks on Christians and Christian institutions in Nigeria. President Trump has previously lashed out on the country's government for having done nothing to stop the killings, even threatening to cut off aid.
Fox's Madison Scarpino reporting. A child custody exchange near Charlotte, North Carolina turns into a shootout with 2 Mint Hill cops critically injured and the gunman dead.
Police say the suspect pulled a gun and started shooting outside a store this morning where the exchange was taking place. Witnesses say they saw 2 officers go inside that store and then one officer lead the other outside with blood on their hands. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
In Paris, a man stabbed 3 women at different metro stations today. Police arrested the suspect and say the attacks are not terror-related. The women's injuries are believed to be non-life-threatening. And it's tough travel today, especially in the Northeast.
New York City Metro included in a warning for the first time in almost 4 years, but now all the way back to the Poconos, up to the capital region of New York, and back west to Syracuse. Icing that's happening across western into central parts of PA. Some areas may see in excess of a quarter inch. Look out for power outages and, unfortunately, very treacherous travel conditions.
Fox Weather's Ian Oliver. America's listening to Fox News.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
Trainer Games on Prime Video January 8th. Watch the trailer on trainergames.com.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Lots of clouds and not feeling like December. That continues into Sunday. 46 for the low. Saturday, clouds giving way to partly sunny skies. Pretty nice afternoon, 65. Saturday night, clouds, mild, 59. Here comes the Arctic cold front on Sunday, but we're ahead of it much of the day. We're going down to 21 on Sunday night. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
This hour of the Mark Reardon Show is sponsored by Gamma Tree Experts. Your trees deserve the best care. Call Gamma Tree Experts. This is the Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Hey, welcome back. Hour number 2. Great to be with you. It's Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon on this Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. Hope everyone had a great holiday. Hope everyone got what they wanted in their stocking. And if they didn't, hopefully you're having a pleasant experience returning it. As I said, just, have a little patience. Yeah, a lot of people. I remember when I worked retail, a majority of that time I was working in the receiving end of the store, right, the back of the store. And we had a bin of returns. Now, usually the bin of returns, it might be 3/4 full, or maybe, after a weekend, it'd be a little overflowing. But even if I would always come in the day after Christmas because that would, all hands on deck the day after Christmas. Even if I was there till 4 or 5, the next day or after the first weekend after Christmas, I'm telling you, you wouldn't even be able to see the returns bin because there was an entire pile of returns in front of the returns bin. I mean, it was a day-long thing to process those returns and either send them back, damage them out, put them out as an as-is. And I'll tell you, I don't miss it. I don't miss those retail days at all. I now do what would get me in trouble back. I talk a lot. That's what I get paid to talk. Back in retail days, back in school days, especially, I got in trouble for doing what I do now. So it's kind of nice. But it's a really, you think for retail the difficult days are over. Not really, because now you've got to clean all the holiday stuff up. You got to pack away the lights and the trees and the blow up Santa, and you got to move the merch either to a clearance area or send them back to corporate and set up for winter and all that. So it's not. I'm telling you. I mean, retail is a draining job. That is a lot, and I respect anyone who does that as a full-time gig. I did it for 6 years as a full-time gig, and could not wait to get out of it. But there are a lot of people who not only thrive at it, they enjoy doing it, and for them, thank you, because if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be able to last minute go buy an outfit for an event that I didn't remember I had. There are some things that the online shopping will never be able to make up for. And that is for people like me who, my wife will tell me at 4, hey, we've got that thing tonight. We do. And, I don't have, I got to go get a new outfit, and I can go pick it out, try it on. That's another thing. I'm not a big fan of buying clothes online. I like to buy my clothes in person where I can try it on, because there are certain stores where, like, a medium at, let's just throw a store out there, and this is not a known example. It's just a medium at Old Navy might fit different than a medium at Joseph A. Bank, whatever the brand at Joseph A. Bank was. I probably should have found something that was, Ralph Lauren. Let's say a medium at Old Navy might fit different than the medium at Ralph Lauren. I mean, we're talking different. I mean, that's a stretch. You might get a large of a brand at Penny's and a medium at Old Navy. So for me, I like to try it on, make sure the outfit fits, I like the material. You can't do that online. And I know you can box it up and send it back, but buying clothes in person, it's like groceries. I like to buy my groceries in person, especially my produce. and I want to buy my clothes in person. And it's thanks to the retail workers who go in and put in 10-hour days that those options, they may be leaving. I don't know what the mall scene is like in St. Louis. We used to have five big malls in Western New York when I was in high school. And 20 years later, we are holding on to two. Two are being torn down for town centers. One's a skating rink. Like an X Games type deal where they have the skateboard park and everything. And two are up and running. One in the Falls, one in a suburb of Buffalo. So that's and I know that's kind of the case everywhere, right? You know, most areas can now support one or two closed-in malls. It's funny that like the plaza, the shopping plaza is coming back because the mall was the response to people not liking the plaza. I don't want to be outside. And now, because people don't want to walk all around the mall to get to one store in the center, now we're going back to the plazas. And, you know, the stores that have survived, they're being, the stores that have survived the malls are being, are going to the plazas. And you've got these big, like down the street from the studio here, there is a plaza that is always busy. Like it is always, and it has the stores that, were still open when the mall closed. And it's just, it's incredible to see how quickly we went from no more plazas. We need all malls. That was before my lifetime. I grew up in the mall era, right? That's where I remember around the holiday time in high school, I took a date to the mall. It was her idea. She wanted to go to the mall and go shopping. And I just had a Annie Ann's pretzel and we talked walking around the mall. It was a great time. And now, the mall is kind of dying and we're back to plazas. Like I just, if I'm going to go shopping, I want to go to the store. I don't want to have to walk through the mall to get to the store. Seems to be the way it is now. But I don't know if malls completely go. Well, I'm answering my own question here because when I was a kid, after Thanksgiving, you would go to the mall and see Santa and tell Santa what you want for Christmas, right? Now Santa's everywhere. I mean, for 3 straight weeks, my son went to an event where Santa was. I don't remember Santa being everywhere when I was a kid. Santa was at the mall. You went to the mall, whatever mall your parents picked. You went to that mall. You saw Santa. You got a picture. You told him what you wanted, and you went to KB Toys. Now we've got brunch with Santa. Santa's at the grocery store. Santa's at a school event. I mean, Santa's at, and maybe it was just the events my parents decided to go to. I just don't remember Santa being everywhere. Like now it seems, no offense to Santa, he was great to my son this year, but it seems like Saint Nick is a little watered down because he's everywhere. I mean, again, back in the day, Santa was at the Macy's parade and Santa was at the mall, and you might catch Santa at a Bills game closer to Christmas Day. Now it's everywhere. I love it. My son loves it. And as long as he's happy, I'm happy. I just, I don't know. I think you might be hitting the point where it's a little too much Santa. Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon. We're back after this.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Good afternoon to you. We look great on the roads, and that includes North County if you're traveling up there. Now, eastbound traffic looks great on 70, but westbound we do have an accident reported just past Cave Springs. So watch out there. There is a delay, then things open up, and we've got road work past Wentzville. And that's also causing a delay. So if you're traveling out there, there are some delays. But westbound 6440 looks great. And that's pretty much just a moderate volume at Clayton Skinker, and then it's wide open. Southbound 270 looks good. 55 looks good. And if you're headed into Illinois, no delays on the bridges at this hour. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com. Or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
If you or someone you know has a home to sell, call Gloria Lou. That's right, Gloria Lou, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria is here with me now. And when it comes to St. Louis area market conditions, what advice do you have for your home sellers in today's market?
Well, most importantly, I understand every seller's situation is different. Some sellers need to sell, and some sellers want to sell. And a lot of my sellers are looking to buy, and they also have a home to sell. My advice in this uncertain market is to get an upfront written guarantee. That way, you know exactly how much you stand to make with your home sale. My guarantee sale offer is simple. I'll sell your home at 100% of market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Take it from me, Mark Cox, an actual client. Sell with certainty and an upfront guarantee with Gloria Lou. Call 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
We all have someone we love, like the favorite lyric in our favorite song. You can't imagine life without them. So tell them today, I love you. Get screened. It could help save their life. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
This holiday season, when you get them Steel, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for gift ideas and seasonal savings. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
From politics to pop culture, Reardon breaks it all down. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
These allegations are deeply concerning.
Does the president have any comment?
We're not going to comment.
It's not clear messaging.
No.
And now, Sue's News. Brought to you by Sue.
Good afternoon, Joe. How are you?
Sue, doing well. How was your holiday?
It was fantastic. Thank you. How was yours?
Good. It was great. You know, it's the first year my son, knows kind of what's going on. And like I said, he loved the first gift. He didn't really want to open any of the other ones, but once he got into a groove of it, once he got to the groove of it, he really enjoyed it. So it was a great holiday. I went by a little too fast, if you ask me.
What was the main gift for him? How old is he now?
So he's 2.5, and he loves his play kitchen, but he had a hand-me-down play kitchen.
Yeah.
So Santa got him a deluxe. And let me tell you, Santa spent 6 hours putting this kitchen together, so he better like it.
Oh, my gosh. Does it have the fake food in it, like the little steaks and the pans and the whole thing?
So it's got a better pan and pot set than we have. It's got the fake food. When you put the skillet on the burner, it makes a noise. The microwave,
that's wow.
Yeah, it's all out. But he saw that, and that's all he wanted to play with. And he still had like 10 packages under the tree, which all were add-ons to not all, but some were add-ons to the kitchen. And he was very happy little boy. And of course, his grandparents on both sides spoiled him as well. So it was a great day.
Oh, that's really nice. It is National Whiners Day. So if you have something you want to get off your chest, you could feel free to do it. Not here, of course. I don't want to hear it. And it's National Thank You Note Day. Now, see, to me, this is a key. My mom always made us write thank you notes, but it really does help you carry it into adulthood because that's a really nice thing to do. And it impresses people, and it allows you to maintain some contacts, especially with those who are a little bit older. They're impressed by you and your fortitude. So I am pro thank you note. Are you going to teach the child the thank you note writing?
Yeah, Sue, I'm not proud of my 20s. I was not. You know, my parents.
Yeah.
You couldn't even use the gift unless you wrote the thank you note.
Yes.
And then I got into my 20s, and I didn't go to the doctor, and I didn't write thank you notes. But now my wife makes me write thank you notes. So I apologize to all my friends and family for my 20s. I think we all have a drop off. But
do.
yes, it's definitely something I will pass on to my son because, like you said, I think it shows good manners. Number one,
It does.
And the grandparents they live for that. They love to have anything written by the grandson. So yes,
agreed. Even the aunts and the uncles, all of that. It's just a
yes.
nice thing to do. It's also National Candy Cane Day. I could take it or leave it. Candy canes. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Candy canes are like candy corn. I'm just not a big fan.
I will say somewhere on YouTube, we watched, I don't know, months ago, because I just couldn't tear my eyes away. There's some place where the guy is making them by hand. It's outrageous, the stuff they do. And the spinning of it really is impressive.
I'll
I can't
see this
believe
video.
Yeah, obviously it's video, but I can't believe that that much goes into it. And then they're so cheap. I mean, it's just, whoa. So if you want to look up making one, you probably won't be as fascinated by me. You could fast forward at the end, but wow. All right.
I just want to know, for all the work that goes into it, how many candy canes are actually eaten? Because the amount that I see on the floor smashed up.
Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. And he was doing different flavors. It's just nuts. All right. We've got some random news today. I kind of like this one. Nature.com, they're starting to do the end of the year stuff, but Nature.com has posted a list of science predictions for 2026. And they're saying this is actually part of the goodness of AI because it can get crazy. But part of the advantage of AI, they think there's a chance that, quote, AI scientists will arrive next year and will start making breakthroughs on their own. They say that by the coming year, at least during the coming year, it could bring the first consequential scientific advantages made by AI. Now, maybe that's the case. I mean, there has to be some force for good. So maybe that's it. Right now, though, I'm just obsessed with taking people's pictures and turning it into the 80s, But there has to be something better than that. So I have hope for this.
I just have too much, I saw the movie AI back in 2000, and I'm just scared that, it's going to get all this power. They're going to come up with breakthroughs, and then they're going to take over the world.
I understand this.
And they're going to take my job.
Well, did you see Eagle Eye? The movie?
Not.
Yeah, watch
No.
that one. That'll freak you out, too. What were you going to say?
I fear one day they're going to find AI, and they're like, Joe, we found someone that sounds kind of like you. It's AI, and they're going to take calls and everything, and you're out.
But even now, and I understand that fear, especially if you were just spinning the tunes.
Yes,
but if you're actually on a talk station, I think there is some hope, just because you have to have an opinion and back it up. And people generally know who we are just based on the stories we tell. And I find that AI is still slightly off, but you're right. Eventually it will sound fantastic. But if it can actually find out science things and teach us, okay, I'm all right with that.
That's awesome. And you know what? I asked AI who I was, and it gave me like a whole career rundown. And for some reason, AI had to throw in that I lost the Rising Star Award. Now, why do they have to do that?
Well, that's detailed, isn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't done that about myself. I think I'll let that lie. In quarter of a century news, National Geographic has put together a list of the biggest scientific breakthroughs before AI, the ones that we've had just over the last 25 years. And they include all kinds of stuff, gene editing technology, the first picture of a black hole, the first direct evidence that dinosaurs had feathers. Sorry, crowd. But yes, I find that interesting. The fact that dinosaurs had feathers is kind of interesting. But we'll see what comes up in the next 25.
Yeah, it's going to be so much more advanced, probably.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. And they've already got. Google is revealing the top trending how to stop buying blank searches we were Googling this year in 2025. And really, this is nuts. Okay, here are the 3 things Americans couldn't stop buying in 2025. Number 3, how to stop buying books. Now, see, I get that. I'm in a book club. I have figured it out. I do audio stuff or I go to the library. But apparently, and I didn't think people were reading anymore. This actually gave me heart. I thought,
yeah,
okay.
Well,
yeah.
60 Barnes & Nobles are opening next year. So someone's reading.
Love that. All right, number 2, how to stop buying water bottles. I'm sure people have that. It seems like everybody has about 10 of them now. You'd think one would be enough. I have 2. One is like super giant, and my husband and I switched cars, and it won't fit in his, so I had to go back to the smaller one. Do you have a million of these things or no?
So I used to have 2, and it was for a good reason. One would be it would be in my bag here at work, and it held a lot more water, so it would get me through a show. And then I had one that would fit into the cup holder at the gym because the one I would carry here didn't. Well, the one from here I left in the airport, the Charlotte airport bathroom. So now I'm just down to the gym water bottle.
Why would you take that into the bathroom?
I was late for the connection. You know, it's.
Yeah, all right. Nobody wants that after it's been in there. I'm just saying, you put it through the dishwasher or not. And number 1, these are the 3 things Americans couldn't stop buying in 2025. Are you kidding? How to stop buying Pokemon cards. It has become a real problem. They say full-grown adults are fighting each other for boxes of them at Walmart and Costco. There was a woman out there who turned to Reddit for advice after her husband racked up $100,000 in debt buying Pokemon cards.
That's insane.
It is insane. I've not had that problem. I don't expect it to arise.
No.
All right. Now, this is something they do every year. Pantone has revealed its color of the year for 2026, and it's essentially white. Technically, the color is called Cloud Dancer, but even Pantone admits, well, it's a white neutral. And the internet is having a lot of fun with it. But this is how Pantone describes it, quote, a lofty white neutral whose aerated presence acts as a whisper of calm and peace in a noisy world. It symbolizes a calming influence in a society rediscovering the value of quiet reflection. Okay, what? But if that's the case, then everybody will. People do take this to heart. And when you sell a house, you know, it's been gray for so long. I'll be interested to see if this actually makes a dent in it, and it'll be different shades of white.
That is interesting.
There's a lot of different shades of white, by the way. So good luck with that.
I'm colorblind, so I can't.
Oh, you got nothing? Oh,
nothing.
if you see 2 whites, you won't be able to tell the difference?
No, if I see orange and green, I can't tell the difference.
Wow. So that's why I thought maybe if it was the same color, you could see gradations in one same color.
No.
Nothing?
No. Yeah,
what about those glasses, Joe, that they had, you know, that we all kept seeing the videos that people get the glasses and then you could see colors. Did you try that?
Well, I have not tried it, but if my insurance wants to cover it, I would love to give it a whirl.
Have you seen what I'm talking about? The people
yeah.
Is it super expensive?
I mean, I haven't been offered it by my eye doctor, who I think would be the person to offer that. So I'm guessing it's out of reach at this moment.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I think that would be wild. And if you do get that, you've got to put it up because we all want to see. I mean, that would just be. So what do you see instead of color?
So, I mean, I see color, but it's like an old TV that's been sitting in the garage and you plug it in and the settings are all screwed up. Like, yeah. I mean, I can't play. My nephew wanted to play Candyland. I can't play Candyland because the purple and the blue, they just look too similar.
Interesting. So you can tell there's a difference, but you can't tell which is which.
No, they if they're next to each other, they blend.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I've wandered. And finally, in Sue's news, we have today's random fact. Okay. Since the NFL draft began, 41% of the number one picks have been quarterbacks, of course. But that's 37 out of 90. It's been even more popular in recent years, with 21 of the past 28 number one picks being QBs.
It's crazy. And a lot of busts in that 37.
Yep. And that's it for Sue's news.
Back after this.
I'm Frank Miller with Your Money Now. Well, in a historic market shift, silver has surged past tech giants Apple and Alphabet in terms of total market capitalization. Silver now rivals Nvidia for the spot of the world's second most valued asset. As of today, silver's market cap reaching $4.2 trillion. That's just 8% behind Nvidia's market cap of $4.59 trillion. Well, the climb is fueled by record-shattering prices, with silver crossing $75 an ounce on the COMEX exchange. Silver is currently leading a massive rally in precious metals, with gains of over 146% over the past year alone. Silver is on track for its best annual performance since 1979. Well, that outperforms gold's steady climb to its own new high of over $4,500 an ounce. The gains coming amid ongoing geopolitical conflicts, as well as a new American military offensive in Nigeria, which is raising safe haven demand for precious metals. On Wall Street, stocks finished flat today, and that is Your Money Now.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day.
The cash out refinance option with Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan is a really smart move. And for a lot of you folks trying to start 2026 out with a financial bang for your future, maybe the Bagel Loan is exactly how you get that done. Your current mortgage right now is maybe a little higher of a rate if you've got it in the last few years. Maybe they've come down since then. If it's not the rate that you're worried about, but you want to tap into that enormous equity that is built in your home as values have gone up, and you want to make an improvement on your house. You finally want to get the kitchen redone, or you want to pay down some high interest credit card debt, maybe some student loans, whatever it might be. When you tap into the equity in your home, you're going to want to do a refinance on that mortgage. Start with the Bagel Loan with Stewie. $0 in closing costs for you to refinance your mortgage. Call him at 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. You can Google the Bagel Loan for more information and MLS number 226715.
DIYers like you like to say,
I got this.
Need to paint a bathroom?
I got this.
Whoops, was that a load-bearing wall?
Got this.
But what about rewiring a hot main or routing 120 amps to an outlet?
Nope, not this.
Great answer. In general, treating electrical problems like rattlesnakes is smart. Deciding to call Jerry Kelly to handle them or to perform a $49 electrical safety check, that's wisdom. Served with some sweet preventative peace of mind.
JerryKelly.com.
Marie, is that you?
Oh, hi, Barb. How you doing?
Better now. Did you know we had a little health scare with Jeff?
Oh, no. What happened?
Well, he had been short of breath and was really tired a lot of the time. He just thought he was getting old and was out of shape, but it turns out it was heart valve disease.
How did you figure it out?
He finally went to the doctor, and she was able to listen to his heart and detected the problem. I didn't realize it, but heart valve disease is more common than you'd think. They were able to replace the valve, and he's feeling so much better now.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
More than 5 million Americans are diagnosed with heart valve disease every year, but most people know nothing about the condition, and it can be deadly if untreated. That's why it's important to listen to your heart and ask your doctor if your symptoms may be due to heart valve disease or if you're at high risk. A message brought to you by Heart Valve Voice US. For more information about the symptoms and treatments for valve disease, go to heartvalvevoice-us.org.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Midwest Made. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hey, welcome back. It is Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon. And we are joined by Paul Hall with Common Guy's Film Reviews. You can find him at commonguy.com. Paul, happy Boxing Day.
Joe, it is Boxing Day, and that makes me excited. Well, maybe not really. I'm not being truthful. I'm sorry. I'm still celebrating Christmas. I had to hit the stores for the half-price sales, watch some new movies, and come on and say hi to you.
Well, that sounds great. And, this is the best day to get next year's Christmas decorations. I'm just saying. Today's the best day.
I can't deny that I may have purchased a Stitch blow-up inflatable for my yard for next year.
Oh, that's amazing.
I got it at 75% off. I couldn't pass it up. And my daughter's been eyeing it up all year, but I'm a cheapskate, and I wouldn't pay full price.
I applaud you, Paul. I think that's the best way to go. Speaking of movies, I want to get your thoughts on this one because it opened yesterday. And, until I was a married man, I used to go to the theater every Christmas and watch a movie. And if I was still doing that, this would have been the one I would have seen. Let's play. We have a little clip from Song Sung Blue.
I'm not a songwriter. I'm not a sex symbol, but I am an entertainer.
I don't want to be a hairdresser. I want to sing. I want to dance. I want to be able to say, look at me, I made it. You know who you'd be perfect for? Neil Diamond.
You're going to do a Neil Diamond show? A Neil Diamond experience. Lightning and thunder!
It's good.
So good. We're all here doing the best we can. And if we can just be strong and above all, be grateful, maybe we can just make the world a better place.
All right, Paul, what are your thoughts on Song Sung Blue?
Is there a better way to come out of Christmas dinner and just sing and get down with a little Neil Diamond? I mean, come on. This is just one of those movies that people go to the theater. And Joe, you're not alone. The Christmas Day is that day where more people go out to the theaters really than any consistent day of the year. It's a family event for families across the country. And this was selling out in my neck of the woods yesterday quite a bit, still selling a lot of tickets today. Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson are playing real life characters, Lightning and Thunder. They were based in Milwaukee. They kind of did a Neil Diamond, Patsy Cline thing and became more than that. It just became a Neil Diamond thing. And the other voice you heard in the clip there was Jim Belushi, who we haven't heard from in a little bit. This is a true story. It's based on true things that happened. You can go back to 2008. There was a documentary called Song Sung Blue. Covered a lot of the same things. So even some of the things in here that seem very far-fetched, there's car accident, so there's another car almost accident. There's all kinds of things that go on. These are things that really did happen to this couple. I was fortunate enough, actually, when I was a younger man, I ran into Lightning and Thunder at a local music festival in the Milwaukee area, just a church festival. And they were setting up, and it was just a surreal thing. To then a couple weeks later, when I was still that younger man, I actually went to their Pearl Jam concert that they opened for Pearl Jam.
Oh
and
my
that is
gosh,
true
that's awesome.
from the movie. It was one of those where I think half the crowd didn't know what to expect and the other half did. That's the only thing in the movie that I would kind of take issue with a little bit. That crowd they had there was much more of an amphitheater crowd than a kind of little venue. It was a fun movie. This movie makes me feel good. Coming out of it, it's inspirational in so many ways, yet it's heartbreaking in others. It truly works, and it works as a fictionalized version here. Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson are great. The music's great. It's a good time for a family at the movies. I love Song Sung Blue.
Hey, Paul, do they do the real singing? I mean, Kate is supposed to be able to sing, and we know Hugh can.
Some of it they do. This is really they recreate what I mean, because let's be honest, Lightning and Thunder were recreating Neil Diamond, and there's more to that as the movie goes on as well. So I mean, this is all about singing Neil Diamond by whoever is doing it, and it's fantastic to watch. I know Hugh did a lot of Midwestern press tours around this. He did some singing maybe in some of the venues that they were at, and definitely he was all in for this. They've done so much press on this, and it's well worth your time.
Now, Paul, we've got Song Sung Blue. We also have Marty Supreme, and we have a clip from this. This is a movie I have not heard of yet. So play the clip, and then we'll get Paul's thoughts on it.
I have a purpose.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Do you make money at this little table tennis thing?
Not yet.
Do you have a job?
No. Backhand! Backhand! Forehand!
How do you live?
Well, I live with the confidence if I believe in myself, the money will follow.
No matter time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
You think it's that simple? Yeah, I do.
Paul, what can you tell us about Marty Supreme? What's this about?
Joe, you will be hearing more about this as we go through to award season next year. It's nominated everywhere. Timothy Chalamet plays Marty Mauser. He's a guy who he has a dream, and his dream has to do with this. Us common folk call it ping pong, but he called it table tennis, as you hear there. And it's kind of the infancy of table tennis. It's becoming this big, larger than life sports. And Marty is one of the best players the U.S. has to offer. But it's at a time and a day. It's set in a day and time where losing to the Japanese competitor is not an option. Does he? I don't know. You'll have to see the movie to find out. It's a little on the long side, but the cast here is wonderful. Timothy Chalamet, Gwyneth Paltrow. You even got Kevin O'Leary from The Apprentice shows up as a role in here and actually isn't that bad. You would wonder if he could be. He works in this movie. It's a little long in the tooth, goes a little bit more than I would want it to. However, it is a really good film about drive, about motivation, about greed as you're getting, going up in a sport or in an avenue. It works on a lot of levels. Timothy's going to be talked about a lot. Directed by Josh Safdie, who's done a lot of stuff that we really like. I liked Marty Supreme as well. This one, be prepared though. It's in theaters and it's running about 2.5 hours on the actual runtime of the movie. So when you add those trailers on the front, be prepared for 3 hours before you get out of this one. And they have one of the most unique promotional items. I got a box of goodies from the folks at A24 who are doing a lot of job marketing this, and they used orange Marty Supreme ping pong balls as packing peanuts. It was the most unique thing. I love it. I've got ping pong balls all over my living room.
Oh, that's awesome.
I thought it was just a unique way to do it.
Okay, can I interrupt? Because I'd like to know about Goodbye June. I really like Kate Winslet, and I know that she's directing this. Is this her debut at it? I don't know that I know anything else she directed.
Yes, I sat in fact with Kate on a press conference recently, and I'll tell you what. I'm going to warn you of this. So get a box of Kleenex before you watch this.
Okay.
It's going to have you weeping before it's all said and done. It's a tale. Kate directs and stars in it. It comes from a script that her son put together.
Are you kidding me?
A young man put together this very mature script that works on so many levels. I absolutely fell in love with this film. If you've ever dealt with loss or been at that period where you're dealing with loss in your life of those you love, and you get close and you're getting closer, and you deal with dysfunctional family around you. You deal with everything going on. This is going to resonate. And, earlier this year, I lost my dad, and this reminds me a lot of that period running up to the unfortunate end for him. It reminds me of the same type of feeling of family around you. Everybody has a little different opinion, but yet they got to come together for the person involved. In this case, it's June, played by Helen Mirren. A fabulous cast. You will love this cast. You will love this movie. It's on Netflix right now. It started streaming on Christmas Eve. But like I said, get a box of Kleenex because you probably will shed a tear or two before it's all said and done.
Well, and I like Toni Collette, but she's always in movies that are slightly odd or interesting. So sure. I guess at this point, it's just interesting in this movie.
I would say more than anything, make sure you watch the film and then take into consideration the age of the writer, and you'll just be amazed that, wow. he did this, and they tried to make it very clear that she came on board after the fact and decided to direct his movie, not because it was a matter of she wanted to do it for him. It was because it was just the great project that was here. And I agree with her. It is a great project.
We all like a tearjerker, right?
Yeah, every now and then.
You got to have them sometimes. Sometimes, yeah.
I'm not afraid to admit, or maybe I should be. A Walk to Remember is one of my favorite movies. Like that.
There you go.
That is one that I will admit still, even when I hear the songs from the soundtrack, I get a little choked up. It's a real tearjerker, but it's a great movie.
Well, let me leave you with one more here. And this
All
is
right.
not a tearjerker, unless you're, about psycho people that do things that are out in the wilderness. The Housemaid with Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried. I'll tell you what. I went into this kind of wanting to like it, but not thinking I would. I thought it was going to be this just kind of cheesy hack of a film, and I really dug it. And I dug the twists in the movie. I dug the way it came together. It's basically someone who becomes a housemaid. She's got a past, worried that the person she's getting hired to be a housemaid for is going to find out about her past, but the person hiring her also has her own issues. And together they make a really killer team, shall we say, as things go on and things get a little weird. It's kind of like a cross between A Hand That Rocks the Cradle, as well as just, I don't know, the craziest person you've ever met running into the other craziest person you've ever met, and the story between them. I like the handmaid, the housemaid. I'm sorry, and you will definitely, if you like that type of film, go see it. It's different than anything else we have out there this Christmas season.
And that one's in theaters.
That's in theaters too. So I got 3 theatricals for you this week, Netflix, and then Hollywood pretty much takes a break here for about a week or so before it kicks off. I've already seen my first films of 2026, which we'll talk about in the future. We Bury the Dead with Daisy Ridley. Saw that last week, and some others. It's going to be an interesting ride here because my award ceremony, the Critics' Choice Movie Awards, actually comes up the first Sunday in January. So I've got my ballot to go in soon. I'm watching the rest of the movies again and seeing some new things again and just kind of making some decisions on who's going to win the awards in my book.
Sounds great, Paul. Great catching up with you, and we'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Take care.
Paul Hall with Common Guy's Film Reviews, found at commonguy.com. When we come back, we're talking sports with Frank Cusimano. It is Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon on 97.1 FM Talk.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, we've got light traffic out there. If you're just headed out, 70 westbound looks great until you get to about Cave Springs. There was an accident there. Westbound 6440, we've had a little bit of moderate volume at Clayton Skinker, and then things open up. And westbound 44 is in great shape. 55 southbound looks good. We're quiet on the Illinois side in general and on the bridges downtown. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hey, it's your main man, Jimmy Fallon, and I am headed your way. Saturday, January 24th at the Factory in Chesterfield. We are defunding the joke police. So grab your tickets at 971fmtalk.com/events. and I will see you in the Lou.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 skills-based degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
This is attorney Todd Nissenholtz of Kaufman Townsley. If you're the victim of a careless driver due to no fault of your own, the only way to know what your case is worth is by uncovering the full extent of your injuries. At Kaufman Townsley, we work with the top doctors in St. Louis. We'll help you get the expert medical care you need and fight to get you the maximum money you deserve. Kaufman Townsley. Real people, real results. Call 314-777-7777.
We, without hesitation, recommend that anybody work with ThrottleNet. The experience will be as good as it's been for us, for anybody, because you'll get a true partnership and you'll be able to rest easy that you're going to get the service that you need while they're also doing all those things that you don't want to have to think about, that you don't want to have to worry about. They're always doing that in the background for you.
Don't wait for your next IT crisis. If your business depends on technology, you need a partner that's got your back. Contact ThrottleNet.com to get a free IT evaluation and see how we can support your IT everything.
Hey, it's Mark Cox. Can you believe it's already the holiday season? While most people are thinking about lights and gift lists, a lot of homeowners are also wondering if now's the right time to sell or if they should wait until the new year. So I'm here with Gloria Liu from Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria, what should sellers be thinking about right now?
Great question. Even during the holidays, serious buyers are still out there, and with fewer homes on the market, sellers actually face less competition. When we get into the new year, listings start to spike and competition rises. But that's never a problem for my clients because I guarantee to sell your home at your price and time frame, or I will buy it myself. Whether you want to move now or after the holidays, we'll make it smooth and stress-free.
That's why Gloria Liu's the trusted choice for St. Louis home sellers. Call 314-325-6888 or visit gloriahasthebuyers.com. From all of us, happy holidays, and here's to your next move being your best one.
Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
I'm getting older. Do I need to worry about falling?
Yes, you do. Every year, 1 in 4 people 65 and older will experience a fall, and many result in serious injury. The majority of falls happen at home, so take a look around. Replace bulbs and add lighting to help you see obstacles. Remove things that can make you trip. Fix uneven steps and floors, and install handrails in bathrooms and on stairs. Consider balance or strength training exercises, which can help with agility. Get your eyes and hearing checked regularly. Changes in your hearing can affect your balance. To learn more, please talk to your doctor about steps you can take to help prevent a fall. You can also visit aarpfoundation.org or medicaremadeclear.com/falls. This message was brought to you by United Healthcare and AARP Foundation.
This is the Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Yes, welcome back. Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon, and we are joined by KSDK Sports Director Frank Cusimano. Frank, good to talk with you. Happy Boxing Day.
Good to be with you, Joe. I know you're in beautiful Buffalo, where it looks like the health of Josh Allen is a little better than it was last week, so that's good news. We in St. Louis would love to see a team like Buffalo finally win a Super Bowl.
Yes, I'm telling you, Frank, during the last interview, I got the alert that Josh Allen is expected to play Sunday. And I said, all right, I am going out to the stadium and sitting in the rain. I'm no longer questioning my attendance on Sunday.
No, you got to go. You got to go.
Now, tomorrow night, Missouri has a big bowl game, the Gator Bowl, against UVA. And as a diehard Virginia Tech fan, I am rooting for Missouri 100%. What's the game going to look like?
Well, you're a right-thinking American. That's good stuff. So there's a lot at stake, even though it's not the college football playoff. There really is, Joe. Like, Virginia's been playing football for 137 years. They've never won 11 games in a season. So you know they want this one badly because, you know, this was a season for them where they had no expectations and they're just a whisper away from getting to the college football playoff.
And for Mizzou, right now they're ranked 25th in the country. If they lose, there's no way they can finish in the top 25. So they got this streak going of finishing in the top 25. They need this badly. It's the Matt Zollers regime beginning. This will be his third start at Mizzou. And, I think that how he performs is going to determine what Mizzou does in the portal. Because if he's lights out, then Mizzou will probably be looking for a backup quarterback in the portal. But if he's mediocre, like he was in his last two starts, then, hey, they're going to spend a lot of money and they have to bring in a big-time quarterback. So I think Mizzou's going to win. They have Ahmad Hardy. Virginia doesn't. And Ahmad Hardy is like the second best running back in America behind Jeremiah Love from CBC High School here in St. Louis.
Frank, I'm hoping you're right, and all eyes will be on the Gator Bowl. Let's move to the St. Louis Blues. What's happening? What is happening with the St. Louis Blues?
Well, it's really bizarre that, this is a team that has the fifth worst record in the National Hockey League. Their goal differential is actually worse than the National Hockey League. But the Western Conference is so bad that they're just a win streak away from getting in. Right now, Seattle is scheduled to be the last team to get into the playoffs, and they're projected for 84 points. Last year, the last playoff team got in with like 97 or 98. So, look, I don't put anything past the Blues getting hot. Everything has been disappointing so far. I don't disagree, but I love Jim Montgomery's positivity, and maybe here, after the holidays, they get smoking hot like they did last year.
Hey, look at the Buffalo Sabres, a 7-game win streak. They're 2 points out of a playoff spot now. If you would have told me that a month ago, Frank, I would have said you were crazy.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would.
And before the holiday, people might have been tuned out because, Christmas is here, and the Cardinals traded Contreras to the Red Sox. What did St. Louis get in return?
Well, they got a guy who's going to be in their starting rotation next year, and then they got two prospects. One of them has a chance to be a high-end prospect. And look, I don't disagree with anything what the Cardinals are doing right now, because here's my take, is that if they didn't make any of these moves and kept their pretty good players that they've moved, like Sonny Gray and Wilson Contreras, and there'll be some others, they would still finish below 500 and there would be no hope. Now they're going to finish below 500, but there is hope because they're stockpiling a minor league system that desperately needed prospects. So why not just strip it down, bring in prospects, and build for the future? This is something that's never been done in St. Louis, and I think Cardinal fans got to realize it's not going to get better next year. It's still probably a 2-year project, but I think Chaim Bloom's doing the right things.
The pain will pay off.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Frank, always great catching up with you. Have a great new year. We'll talk to you in 2026.
Okay, Joe, take care. Good to hear from you.
That is Frank Cusimano, KSDK Sports Director. We have 1 hour to go after this.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Hey, looking good on the roads today. Westbound 70 in great shape out of downtown. 6440 is as well. And eastbound, there was a little bit of moderate volume at Big Bend, but that's the worst of it. 55 in great shape, but not many people going to work today. And if you're headed into Illinois, we look great on the bridges downtown. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisor Group. As a family-owned business, we'd like to wish all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We grew up right here in St. Louis, part of a large family, and that's what makes the holidays so special. The things we hold in our hearts, not in our hands. It's the people, family, friends, and personal relationships that grow stronger with the passing of time.
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw. In the past 39 years, we have become part of many lasting relationships, and we have made a lot of friends in and around St. Louis that just can't be taken away. So, as we turn the page and put yet another year in the books, let's remember to be good to one another. And for those of you who have lost loved ones, our hearts go out to you. Here's hoping next year will bring even more joy and blessings to all of you. And remember the important things to be thankful for. From all of us at the Retirement Advisory Group and from our family to your family, we'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness One for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness One. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
I'm Attorney General Catherine Hanaway with an important message about holiday scams. During the holidays, we see an uptick in phony package delivery notices, fake charities, travel booking scams, and urgent gift card scams. If you've been the victim of a fraud, please call my office to help at 800-392-8222 or visit ago.mo.gov.
Sponsored by the Missouri Attorney General's Office.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
The Big Chill. I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. Millions in the busy Northeast are in the path of a massive winter storm. State of emergency declared in New Jersey, New York. Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont urging drivers to stay off the road. Fox Weather's Ian Oliver says the nation's most populous city will get buried.
New York City Metro included in a warning for the first time in almost 4 years, but now all the way back to the Poconos, up to the capital region of New York, and back west to Syracuse. Icing that's happening across western into central parts of PA. Some areas may see in excess of a quarter inch. Look out for power outages and, unfortunately, very treacherous travel conditions. As we head into this evening, the snow really starts to pick up, all the while still icing across Pennsylvania. By the time most folks are getting up, the snow is hitting the road. 5 to 8 inches of snow. The bullseye up the lower Hudson, up to about the capital region. Those are places that could see 8 to 12 inches of snow.
The storm will impact post-Christmas travel nationwide. President Trump will host Ukraine's leader at Mar-a-Lago this weekend.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky travels to South Florida Sunday for a high-stakes sit-down with President Trump. Leaders are meeting as the U.S. tries to put the finishing touches on a peace plan between Ukraine and Russia. Zelensky is proposing a ceasefire and a demilitarized zone in Ukraine's eastern Donbas region. But in an interview with Politico, President Trump says Zelensky doesn't have anything until I approve it. President Trump also tells Politico he expects to speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin soon, as much as I want. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
And White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt announcing she and her husband are expecting a baby girl, telling Fox Digital their second child is due in May. She's expected to remain at the White House spokeswoman post through the pregnancy. She'll be the first pregnant press secretary in U.S. history. America's listening to Fox News.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness
that will push past physical and mental breaking points.
You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
Trainer Games on Prime Video January 8th. Watch the trailer on trainergames.com.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZzzQuil Ultra, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Ultra helps Mike fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and get the deeply restorative sleep he needs so he can wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Ultra. Not for colds, just for sleep. Really great sleep. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Lots of clouds and not feeling like December. That continues into Sunday. 46 for the low. Saturday, clouds giving way to partly sunny skies. Pretty nice afternoon, 65. Saturday night, clouds, mild, 59. Here comes the Arctic cold front on Sunday, but we're ahead of it much of the day. We're going down to 21 on Sunday night. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
This hour of the Mark Reardon Show is sponsored by Gamma Tree Experts. Your trees deserve the best care. Call Gamma Tree Experts. This is the Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Hey, welcome back. It's Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon on this beautiful Friday after Christmas. Hope whatever it is you are doing, you're enjoying it. Maybe you're on your way to a family gathering. Maybe you're getting together with some friends. Maybe you're just enjoying a day to yourself. Well, we appreciate you bringing us with you here on 97.1. Now, in the next segment, we're going to be talking with Dan Varroney. He is the founder and CEO of Potomac Core. He is a financial expert, and I have no idea what he's going to say on the economy. We get these emails every day from, person that puts together like the 3 top stories. And one's like the top economic story, top lifestyle story and all this stuff. And the one today was, the consumer report and the unexpected economic numbers, and Dan's number was on there. And I thought, hey, let's see, let's bring him on and let's see what he has to say. And then if he's, if he says something doom and gloom, well, when we come back in the segment after that, I'll talk all about it. No, but I appreciate, it's not the easiest day. I mean, think about where you work, right? If you went to work today, I'm sure if you have like an office job, unless you work in retail, as we talked about earlier, if you work retail, grocery store, I'm sure, full schedule. But I know full schedule from working in that field. But if you work like a desk job, an office job, I'm guessing it's quite empty in your building. I can tell you here at the studio, no one in our sales department in Buffalo was here. It was, one person per station, and that's about it. So it was a ghost town on the business side of things here in Buffalo. There was this clip I wanted to play. So earlier we were talking about not living in reality. And this is another example. And Jimmy Kimmel, you got to give him credit. The guy has made, I think Jimmy Kimmel probably is more safe in his field now than before Trump, because now ABC doesn't want to look like they're giving in to the Trump administration. And so I think he has probably secured a safer deal. I mean, they've extended him, as we know. But he just goes on and he just says the craziest stuff. Like, I get it. You don't like Trump. And, I talked about this when I filled in for Mark over the summer. It's completely ruined late night television. I'm a big comedy fan. I love stand-up comedy, right? Mark Normand. I was watching Mark Normand before anyone knew who he was. Jim Norton, his days on radio and his stand-up career. I love comedy. I love Jerry Seinfeld, obviously, who is still hilarious. And I used to love late night television. I would watch Letterman or Leno on, Fridays and during the summer when I was in school. Couldn't stay up that late when I was in school, but on Fridays and the weekends and during the summer, I could stay up as late as I wanted to. And I would always, flip between Leno and Letterman. I liked Letterman more, but Leno seemingly had more stand-up acts on the Tonight Show, even though Norm Macdonald would always be on Letterman. You get that? And now David Letterman politically does not agree with me. I know that, but he didn't make that a part of his show. Like Letterman would make fun of everybody. He made fun of Bush. He made fun of Obama. He made fun of Clinton. He made fun of who the president was. I mean, it was just part of being funny. And Letterman was hilarious. I would say probably in my lifetime the best to do it. I wasn't around for Johnny Carson. I was 4 when he retired. I know he was great at what he did, and I love watching old clips of stand-ups going on the Tonight Show, and of course, as a huge Columbo fan, Peter Falk going on there. I'll always watch those old interviews. But I mean, these were funny. Leno and Letterman were hilarious. And now, late night, now Jimmy Fallon is trying to do his thing, and Fallon's Fallon. He was hilarious on SNL, but the funniest part about Fallon on SNL is he would always break out of character and start laughing. But he's fine. Seth Meyers is another one. I mean, they've just let politics take over the show, and a lot of the joking now is like in this hateful tone, and these shows aren't late night shows anymore. These are just political hacks, trying to make a political point. And I've always argued after the 11 o'clock news, people who are still up want to laugh. They don't want to be preached to. Well, this was Jimmy Kimmel. He did an interview overseas talking about fascism under Trump. Now, this clip is paired up with him in 2021 talking about needing vaccine license. So I just want to listen to the way he talks about Trump and then the stuff he's praising and trashing DeSantis for. Again, this is Jimmy Kimmel. The first part you're going to hear is from some address he made in the UK. And then you're going to hear Jimmy Kimmel in 2021 talking about how dare you not ask people for their vaccine cards.
I honestly have no idea what's going on over there. I do know what's going on over here, though. And I can tell you that from a fascism perspective, this has been a really great year. Tyranny is booming over here. You may have read in your colorful newspapers, my country's president would like to shut me up because I don't adore him in the way he likes to be adored. The American government made a threat against me and the company I work for, and all of a sudden we're off the air. And because so many people spoke out, we came back. Our show came back stronger than ever. We won, the president lost, and now I'm back on the air every night. This is kind of unbelievable.
By the way, before I play the 2021 clip, I mean, do you know how crazy that sounds? Every night you talk about how he's a fascist and this and that. If he was a fascist, you wouldn't be on the air. Like, you would have actually been taken off. ABC took you off the air, not President Trump. And if everything you're saying was true, you'd still be off the air. But anyway, this is what he said in 2021 about Governor DeSantis.
Unbelievable, but also par for the course. There's a controversy now. We now have controversies where we never had them before over the so-called vaccine passports that the Biden administration and private industry are working on so that we have a way to prove that you got your shots for the purposes of travel or going to a concert, sporting event, whatever. If you have a vaccine passport, you will be able to do that stuff. But unfortunately, many Republicans aren't on board with that, including Ron DeSantis, the terrible governor of Florida.
You want to go to a movie theater? Should you have to show that? No. You want to go to a game? No. You want to go to a theme park? No. So we're not supportive of that.
Right, which is very rich coming from the party that wants 9 forms of identification before you can vote.
Yes. Yeah. I'd actually like you to be able to prove you are a citizen when you go to the ballot box. I mean, again, I usually can say, like, I see where we disagree on this. But, I mean, Jimmy Kimmel and this, the same side that bowed down during COVID. I living in New York State, I needed a COVID pass to go to a Bills game, to go to a Sabres game. And they were all for it. And now Trump, who isn't doing any of that, they're calling him the fascist. And again, ABC suspended Kimmel. Kimmel's now back on the air and has an extended contract. I would argue ABC suspending Kimmel actually was the best thing to happen to Kimmel's career. And he's sitting there bashing the president every day and still on the air. So anyone who I don't, again, going back to the theme, I don't understand the reality you're living in. If you thought that it was Trump who took Kimmel off the air and now he's reappeared on the air, can you not step back, get out of your echo chamber and realize, oh, it was just a suspension. Look, he's back on the air every night saying the same crap he's been saying. I don't understand how that doesn't click. Unless, you just hate Trump so much, everything's got to be anti-Trump. But yeah, that was Jimmy Kimmel bashing the president now to the fine folks over in the UK. And I always thought that was something too. And don't get me wrong, Republicans are guilty of this as well. I always thought you didn't go and, we have our issues here. We have our battles here. I thought the thing was you never go to another country and bash your president. It seems like we've completely passed on that now too. Like, we have our issues. We have our disagreements. But, if you're over in a different country, you don't bash the president of your country to the leader of the other country. I guess we're past that now. And now just everything's fair game. But it is sad. Like I said, I used to love late night television, was a big Letterman fan, liked Leno. And I really liked Jimmy Kimmel when he was on The Man Show and when he was the host of Win Ben Stein's Money. Like, there was a time in Jimmy Kimmel's career, I actually thought he was really funny. But now he has passed up on comedy to do politics. And, like, if that's what you want to do, then go find a job over at ABC News and give the late night gig to someone who wants to be funny and do comedy and, not just make. And by the way, I'm not sitting here saying, I don't want this clip to get taken out of context. I'm not sitting here saying that you can't make fun of Trump and it be funny. But when it's all you do, and now, I mean, the clip to the UK, that wasn't a joke clip. He looks like he's about to cry again. He's getting all serious, and he's talking about how awful the president is to people in the UK. Like, what was the point? What did you gain from that? I just don't get it. I guess the theme's not only lost in reality, it's also, I just don't get it. I just do not get it. Hey, when we come back, we're going to talk the economy, and then we'll branch off of that if we have to. Dan Varney, founder and CEO of Potomac Corps, will be joining us after the break. It's Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon on 97.1 FM Talk.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Wow, a fantastic sunset tonight and not a lot of traffic. It's actually quite good. If you are leaving downtown, westbound 6440 looks great. And that's all the way out through the 70 split. 70 westbound in good shape. We had a little bit of volume eastbound, 6440 at Big Bend. 55 looks good, and we are quiet on the Illinois side in general. Really good commute tonight. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
When someone hears the words, "You have cancer," it's one of the darkest moments in their life. Light the Night brings light to the darkness of cancer by uniting survivors, patients, and supporters in the cause to end cancer. Friends, families, and coworkers form a community of hope, raising funds in support of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Together, we walk with lanterns held high to light the path to cures. Last year alone, the FDA approved 18 new drug therapies and treatments to treat blood cancers. The impact of LLS-supported research goes beyond blood cancer. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. When we walk, cancer runs. Join the movement to end cancer today. Visit us at lightthenight.org.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points.
You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
Trainer Games on Prime Video January 8th. Watch the trailer on trainergames.com.
Looking for something new? Try fencing, the Olympic and Paralympic sport that mixes speed, strategy, and fun. It's like chess meets cardio. Quick feet, quick decisions, and a satisfying beat when you score a point. Kids, teens, and adults can start anytime. No experience needed, and many clubs have loaner gear. Coaches teach fundamentals and safety from day one. Find a beginner class near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing. That's usafencing.org/tryfencing.
You are not your diagnosis.
A medical chart is not your identity.
And vision loss does not define you.
Your drive shows who you are.
And you are not alone.
Because we are driven too.
To be a beacon of strength.
A champion of courage.
An advocate for hope.
You are not alone.
Because we are stronger together.
We drive the research for the cures we are finding.
We're fighting macular degeneration,
retinitis pigmentosa,
Usher syndrome,
and the entire spectrum of blinding retinal diseases.
We fund.
We fight.
We win.
We
are the foundation fighting blindness.
Together, we are fighting blindness.
Join the fight at fightingblindness.org.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
You know, there's a certain way we do things around here, the Grasser way.
The Grasser way?
We don't cut corners and we don't take shortcuts. Not on the little stuff and not on the big stuff.
We do the big stuff.
That's right. Whole home generators, they kick on the moment the grid gives up. Lights stay on, heat stays on, your family stays safe, so your house stays warm.
And your ice cream stays frozen.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeServices.com.
Reardon's back. Smarter talk for the Show Me State. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
Hey, welcome back. Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon here on 97.1 FM Talk. Still trying to connect with Dan Varroney, and when we do, we'll bring him to you talking the economy, amongst other things. And by the way, part of that discussion, I'll let you know, is about the GDP growth that we saw in the third quarter. And, you know, what the concerns still are, because as we know, there are still concerns out there by economic experts, but it seems like we get the concerns and then we get the numbers, and the numbers don't match the concerns. Now, if we look at polling from the latest Decision Desk HQ's polling averages, you see that 31% of Americans approve of the handling of the economy, and that is down from 33%. Again, a lot of that, I would think, and I could be wrong, but a lot of that seems to be because of what they're hearing. And we've heard so much that tariffs are going to sink the economy, and tariffs are going to do this and that. And I don't know, do we just need more time to see it? Is it not going to happen? Well, to answer all that and so much more, Dan Varroney, he is the founder and CEO of Potomac Core, and joins us now. Dan, welcome.
Thank you, and happy day after Christmas.
Yes, indeed. A merry belated Christmas. And Dan, you know, last week we heard these GDP numbers up to 4.3%. It was surprising, it seemed, compared to what people were expecting. Can you explain exactly what that number means?
So essentially what that number means is that the economy is more robust and far more healthy than many were anticipating. And what that means is that consumers are still very much in the game. They are still buying. As a matter of fact, this Christmas season, according to the National Retail Federation, consumers were to spend $1 trillion, a new record. In addition to that, gas prices were coming down, and consumers were able to have disposable money to spend after that, and that contributed to it. Another major contributor is the capital expenditures by small, medium, and large companies, and those expenditures are up in double digits year over year. So I think it was a combination of a few things, right? So it's a combination of increased consumption, and a combination of increased investment, and a very strong holiday season, I think, too.
So, we hear so much, it seems we hear a lot of people talk about the upcoming doom and gloom economically. So, Dan, what do you think the next few months mean for the economy? As you mentioned, gas prices are down. Are we going to continue to see that trend? And are we going to continue to see better than expected numbers?
I think we are going to continue to see better than expected numbers. I have high confidence on that. So when you look at what's ahead of us, everyone will get some surprises in their paychecks next year because the withholding numbers will be lower, which means there'll be more take-home pay. In addition to that, there'll be on average, $1,000 to $2,000 in federal tax refunds. That's going to help. That'll put more money in people's pockets. We'll continue to see inflation and prices come down. That's going to help. Right now, we're seeing costs of milk and eggs and so on and so forth come down, and I think that's all good news. The full impact of the big, beautiful law will be felt in the following way. Businesses, especially small businesses, will be able to take advantage of the 100% write-off for plants and new equipment. That will result in hiring. So I feel very good on the first quarter, but very good to excellent on the second, third, and fourth quarter.
Well, that is the most positive outlook that I have heard in some time. Dan, obviously a year ago, or a little less than a year ago, we heard so much about tariffs, and what that's going to mean. How does that play into all this?
Look, that's a really good question and really fair question. So what I did is I did some research, and I noted that in the first Trump administration that the impact of tariffs had a de minimis effect, right? They were less than 1%. And we don't really know the full extent or full impact of what the tariffs are going to be until April, right? There'll be a full year, and then we'll have a full year worth of data. But what I can tell you, when we talk about the strength of the economy, another component of that GDP number is the increase in exports. Exports were way up. That's a lot of good news. So that means that we were not only making product here, but we were shipping it out and keeping the profits amongst the American economy. So I think it's all good. The tariff issue, I think that we need to let April come and go, and then we'll get a good sense of it.
Now, looking back, and I don't want you to, be overly critical of other people, but do you think some of the forecasts, some of the outlook that seemed to get a lot of play from the mainstream media was overdone, or was there a time where that doom and gloom, it was fair to expect that?
So let me tell you, it's I'm a data guy, and what I mean by that is that I look at what happens from one administration to the next. We had $7 or $8 trillion worth of spending that we couldn't afford. That violated the supply-demand rules. It drove up inflation. We had new regulations that totaled around $1.4 trillion in costs. Those costs added to prices, added to inflation, and I think President Trump came in understanding that, one, he needed to tame inflation, and two, he needed to have a focus on reindustrializing this economy. Because if he did, it would mean the following. It would mean more jobs, higher income, greater affordability.
Well, Dan, thank you for the positive news. And we should mention before you get out of here, Dan is also the author of Amazon best-selling book, Rethinking Economic Growth. I did not mention that in the intro, and I want to make sure I get that in there. Dan, thank you so much for joining us, and look forward to talking with you again.
Yep, call me. I'd love to come back on. A great weekend and Happy New Year.
Thank you. You too. That is Dan Varroney. He is the founder and CEO of Potomac Core, and as I mentioned, he is the #1 Amazon best-selling author of Rethinking Economic Growth. That book was released in September of this year, and look at that, a positive outlook. And I told you, and I was honest when I said this, I had no idea where Dan was going to go. I didn't know if he was going to give us doom and gloom. No, he said he's a data guy, and he looked at the data. He looked at the numbers. So he's not on the big networks talking about how surprised he is over the economic numbers, because he's expecting this to continue. And I love that. And again, doesn't mean that I don't listen to people who say the other way. I'm just saying, time and time again, it does seem like the people who are predicting the doom and gloom are found to be wrong. And I like to hear, the outlook and Dan's outlook. And as he said, he's backing that up with numbers. He's backing it up with what he's seen in the real analytics, and great stuff there. Great stuff. Gas prices continue to go down. Now, again, if you live in New York, like I do, you're not seeing gas go down too much, because the state and county taxes are still ridiculously high. So I am still paying over $3 a gallon for gas. But for the most part throughout the country, you are seeing gas under $3 and could soon see it around $2, which is absolutely amazing. And, it's another reason why so many people are leaving the state that I live in, and rightfully so. I mean, can you blame them? When we come back, we will talk a little bit more about the economy, and another clip that I had queued up for you that I want to play. It's Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon, the Friday after Christmas. Great to be with you on 97.1 FM Talk.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, we've had a really light traffic day, surprising no one. But if you are just headed out, there was an issue reported, an accident on eastbound 6440 just past McCausland. And this thing has created a jam that goes back to the inner belt. So if you are headed into downtown on eastbound 64, that is the cause of the problem. And it really is causing a delay. Now, MoDOT hasn't seen this yet, or isn't reporting it on the map. So let me see if I can see what lane is blocked. Yeah, it looks like it's the right lanes, and only the left lane is getting by. Again, this is eastbound 64 past McCausland. Now, other than that, we're fine. Westbound traffic is fine on 64, on 70, on 44, 55 looks good, and no delays on 270, even up north. If you're headed into Illinois, we look great. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hey, Max, you look sharp in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world as a guide dog?
You bet, Daisy. And your purple service dog vest really pops against your shiny fur.
First day on the job for both of us. We've got this, right?
You bet. Dogs Inc. trained us well.
Ready to make a difference for our humans?
Born ready.
Discover how extraordinary guide and service dogs change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
The average time a resume spends on an HR manager's desk is 7 seconds, and most of them are tossed aside. Now imagine if one of those resumes belonged to Yasmin, who was
living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
Or if that resume was from someone who
worked 12-hour shifts at the recycling company with my dad, who's 72. That taught me a work ethic that I carry with me every day.
We rely so much on a resume, yet it could never tell the full story of someone.
Growing up where I did, a lot of things could have gotten in the way of my goals, but I learned to push through, and that's what I bring to work every day.
So maybe it's time we look beyond the resume and look to Grads of Life. Discover new ways to develop great talent that are so much more than what's on paper at gradsoflife.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Grads of Life and the Ad Council.
People join Walk MS to raise awareness and funds that change the world for everyone affected by multiple sclerosis. MS attacks the brain and spinal cord. It's the most common neurological disease leading to disability in young adults. Walk MS brings communities together, creating teams with friends, loved ones, and coworkers to rally around those we care about and end MS forever. Join us. Together we are stronger. Walk MS fundraising accelerates research breakthroughs and life-changing breakthroughs. It will take all of our passion, determination, and fundraising to end MS forever. Together, we can change the world for people with MS. Join us. Register today, start a team, and raise funds at walkms.org.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Built in the heartland, for the heartland. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hey, welcome back. Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon here on 97.1 FM Talk. Great to be with you on this day after Christmas. And we just talked with Dan Varroney. He spelled out a very promising outlook for the economy and what to expect in the next few months. Now, if you heard, he said the first quarter of 2026 it will be good, but he thinks that the second quarter is going to be great and that gas will continue to drop. And, to go back in this not living in reality thing, I see people on social media talking about, it's actually not a good thing if gas dips below $2. Really? Because I'm 37. I'm old enough to remember how crazy it was when gas went above $2. All right? When it went above, because for the majority of, my childhood, gas was under $2. Again, can't take anything good. Gas continues to drop. That means more money in people's pockets. That means people are spending more money, pumping more money into the economy. And I mean, that, in my opinion, is a good thing. And we'll see, we'll see if it continues. But, the reactions on a lot of the cable news stations when it was announced, I mean, people could not believe the positive news. And some people, and this is how it gets, some people were blaming the stations like CNN for making Trump look good. How dare you run that thing? I'm telling you, you want a good laugh. All you have to do is just spend a day on Blue Sky. I have an account over on Blue Sky, and I post on it every day. I post my show topics every day on Blue Sky, and I use it to see what. I mean, Blue Sky is a liberal echo chamber. It cannot be described in any other way. It is a liberal echo chamber. And you see some of the real radicals just going off on Blue Sky. And I'm telling you, it's a very good wake up to know what the other half of the country thinks. And to be fair, it's not the full half of the country. I mean, obviously, there is a far left wing of today's Democrat Party, and I would say that far left wing is who's on Blue Sky. Just so you know, that's the wing of the Democrat Party that's on Blue Sky, and we'll wait and see what comes of these numbers, but I cannot stress enough just how detached from reality. That was the point of today. That was the point of the New York Times, the Jimmy Kimmel. There is a section of America. And again, it's not everyone who disagrees with us. I have family who disagrees with me. I have a lot of friends. I'm a conservative millennial in New York State. Do you realize how many people I call best friends who do not agree with a word I say politically? So it's not everybody, but there is a section, and some of them are in elected office that everything, it's just Trump, Trump, Trump. It consumes their mind, and they write off family and friends who disagree with them. I took a call in Buffalo on the 23rd from a woman who her daughter and son-in-law are liberals. Nothing wrong with that. But every time they come over, they bash this woman and her husband. And this woman, so nice on the phone. She said, I can't speak back because they've threatened to not ever come again. And I can't imagine not being able to see my granddaughter. And that just broke my heart. Like, so they were over on Sunday. She was telling the story. They were over on Sunday for the Bills game. And during the Bills game, the son-in-law just turns to the husband and starts complaining about Trump, starts yelling at him for voting for Trump during the Bills game. I was like, you're a better person than I. Not only would I would just say, don't come back over here. You're ruining the game. Like, I don't want to hang out with that person. We're sitting here tailgating, and you're going to start talking about politics and how much you think I'm wrong for the way I voted. And she said my husband just had to sit there and listen to it because if he said anything, they wouldn't let us see our granddaughter. That's just wrong. I'm sorry. That's just wrong. If you want to talk, here's the thing. You want to talk politics, you want to have a back and forth, then it's even playing field. I get to have my say when you're done. But you want to use the leverage of you'll never talk to your granddaughter again and sit there and have your husband yell at your parents. And that's another thing. I could never see going to my in-laws and starting any kind of argument. I might say something to my wife after we leave the house, but like I could never imagine talking to my in-laws that way or my wife talking to my parents that way. And yesterday, it's all I thought about on Christmas. I was like, oh, poor Diane. She's probably sitting there with her daughter and son-in-law, and they're probably calling her stupid and yelling at her, and she can't say a thing. Like, I don't want to live like I don't want that kind of friendship or relationship. Like I said, I have a lot of friends who don't agree with me politically. It's it's a result of being a millennial in New York. But I would never call them stupid. They have yet to call me stupid. If politics ever comes up, it's a nice conversation, but it's rarely, if ever, the main topic of discussion. We know we disagree, and we talk about other things. There's too many people that seemingly are just getting away from that, and it's just consumed their entire life. So, this is not political, but this is something I saw today. So, New Year's resolutions, it's a big thing, and people are making their New Year's resolutions, and, a lot of their New Year's resolutions are to lose weight. That's, a top one. Like if you own a gym, you sell your year-long gym membership now, and, by February, the gym's pretty empty. And every year it's the new thing, right? I mean, now you got the GLP-1. That's the big thing, right? And now that's going to be in oral form, so you don't have to take the shot every day. And hey, that's been successful. I did a weight loss thing here in Buffalo, and let me tell you, it was great. Lost 50 pounds, and can't say enough positive things about them. And the GLP-1, I don't want to get into that discussion, like, what are the long-term effects and everything. We're not, I have done a full show on that. We're not focusing on that today, but it always comes out, okay, easier ways to lose weight. Now, I always say there's no easier way, that the gym will always have to be some kind of it. Now, if you're watching on the camera, you look at me, I clearly do a lot of cardio. I don't do much lifting. I don't have much muscle, right? I do the elliptical. I do the treadmill. I like to run outside. I like to do the bike. I don't do much of the weights, but I do the cardio 6 days a week, right? So, Again, I don't have much of an upper body, but it keeps me in decent shape. Well, the new thing is how to master the treadmill. The classic indoor exercise machine has some tricks up its sleeve. So this is a tutorial of what to do on the treadmill. Number one, walking workouts. An interval session to boost overall fitness. 40 minutes walking on the treadmill. If you're a walker who is new to the treadmill, this is a good pace to start. Walk for 10 minutes with zero incline, gradually picking up your pace so that you are walking briskly, still able to say a full sentence, but panting a little by the end. This workout is a 20-minute ladder sequence with intervals of hard work that vary in length. So you start at the speed you were walking at the end of your warm-up, increase your pace by 0.5 miles for 30 seconds, then bring it back for 30 seconds. So a lot of pressing those buttons. You ever at the gym and you just heard the person beep, 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 always pressing the buttons? That's this person. Repeat the same speed increase, but this time for a full minute. Next, walk 2 minutes, faster pace, and so on and so forth. So you're adding that speed, but at a pace that you can, you don't want to get too tired out. That's the number one issue. Anyone out there that, this is the year they're going to go to the gym more, they're going to lose weight. I'm going to tell you from experience, don't say, okay, I'm going to the gym. Honey, I will see you in 3 hours because I'm going to crush it. Come on. If you haven't been to the gym in like a year or so and you go back and go, all right, 3 hours starts now, you're just going to wear yourself out. And then you're going to wake up so sore the next day. You'll be doing the resolution again next year. Right? And believe me, I've been guilty of that. I have been guilty of saying, all right, man, I missed all last week. We're going full at the gym. And then, I forget that I'm 37, not 17. And, you really feel it. Another one on the warm-up is the running workouts. This is what your host, Joe Beamer, does here. If you spend all your time running at an easy or moderate pace, high-intensity interval session once a week will improve your cardiovascular fitness. So the running or the building up exercise, the walking exercise on the treadmill, some good advice. I know, it's the two top things people set their resolutions, and I'm sure we'll get into this next week as I fill in for Mark on Monday and Tuesday of next week. The top two things that people look to accomplish is lose weight and or better economic stability. Those are the two top resolutions. And I'm sure we'll come up with some other ones as we get closer to the new year. But if I could say anything, if you're thinking there now, oh, what's the point? Why would I? Let me tell you. Now this last time I lost weight, I wasn't overly heavy. I just had never lost the weight I gained during COVID. But in 2013, I was 289 pounds. In May, was it May or March of 2013? Okay. By September of that year, I was down to 220 pounds. And then by September of 2014, because the holidays came, and I by September of 2014, I was 165 pounds. So from 289 to 165 in a little over a year. And yeah, it was strict diet. Did not have a lot of adult beverages in that year and some change, and just went to the gym. And started with just doing the lightest stuff just to say, hey, I was there and I was moving for 50 minutes, an hour and a half. And so you're not gonna look in the mirror after the workout and be all thin, but you're building towards something. Just don't think you have to start with it all one day. And you know what? If you fall off the horse one day, it's the easiest horse to jump back on. It's the difficult, but it's also the easiest if you just, hey, that was yesterday. We're going forward. We'll finish up the show after this on 97.1 FM Talk.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Okay, now we have two accidents on eastbound 6440. One is close to Big Bend on the right shoulder and in the left lane. And the second one is past McCausland. In fact, it's really close to Clayton Skinker. And they're blocking the right lanes there. But this has created, of course, a jam behind it. Big Bend, that accident creating a jam past the inner belt. And the accident east of there creating a jam that's not quite back to Big Bend. Now that's it for action. Westbound 40 looks fine through there, no delays. Westbound 64, of course, is fine. 44 is fine. 70 is fine. 55 looks good. 270 looks good. And we're quiet on the Illinois side. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hey, it's your main man, Jimmy Fallon, and I am headed your way. Saturday, January 24th at the Factory in Chesterfield. We are defunding the joke police. So grab your tickets at 971fmtalk.com/events, and I will see you in the loo.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness One for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness One. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
You know the rush when you reach that goal? When something you've worked for pays off? That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Scott, can you believe it's already been more than a decade since the Queen of Carpets sold flooring to St. Louis area contractors?
I know, but I don't have to be a king to offer contractors today's lowest prices.
Yes, contractors owe it to their customers and themselves to shop at Best Buy Flooring for the largest in-stock selection of carpet, carpet tile, sheet vinyl, laminate, hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, and luxury vinyl tile.
Plus 3 convenient locations, North County, South County, and Metro East.
Open 7 days a week.
Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy Flooring.
Hey everyone, this is Sarah from Fantagram, and I am here speaking out about mental illness and the seriousness of this disease in hopes that we can overcome the stigma surrounding it. Last year, my sister committed suicide after her lifelong battle with depression and anxiety. There has been a stigma in our culture surrounding mental illness and suicide. This stigma can lead to discrimination and negative stereotyping, which makes it harder for the ones who are suffering to reach out. But it's okay to not feel okay, and it's okay to get help. We can all help by listening to people around us, encouraging friends and family who are struggling to talk to either us or professional counselors. We all need to help instill courage in others facing these challenges. And I'm listening.
I love this song! I love nachos.
Loving everything? You might be buzzed.
You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
You're listening to The Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hey, welcome back. Joe Beamer in for Mark Reardon. Final segment here on 97.1 FM Talk. Yeah, I didn't mean to say it's easy to lose weight. It's not. It is the most difficult thing because food is delicious. Now I have had to lose weight twice. Once, as I said, in 2013 and once last year. But it's not easy because, like I said, food is delicious. And, I love all the stuff that's awful for you. I love a chocolate chip cookie that has 500 calories. I love, I can't have just one slice of pizza. I like 3 slices of pizza dipped in chunky blue cheese. I know how difficult it is to have a plan and to stick to the plan. So it's not easy. My point was, if you're in a groove and you have a bad day, right? Yeah, you're in a groove and you go to a football game, or you're in a groove and you go see the Blues play, and you have a few adult beverages, you have a few snacks. Just forget that day. Don't dwell on that day. Hey, you know what? We had one bad day. Right back at it again. But no, I've always said it's not easy. It's difficult, especially in a time where it seems like, everything has to be about, surrounded by food. And maybe that's just where I live. Maybe that's not an everywhere thing, but like, oh, we're having people over. We've got to have, all this food laid out, or, oh, we're going out. Are we getting food while we're out? Everything's got to be centered around food. You can't run away from food. You can't quit food. You know what I mean? So it is, it's not easy, but if that's your resolution in 2026, I wish you nothing but the best. And I can give you all the encouragement and advice that you need. Like I said, if you want to build muscle, I'm not the guy to talk to. All right. But if you want to work some cardio into a diet, hey, I can help you out. Before we get out of here, let's play the clip of the day.
Stand by. Playback ready.
Now, the audio cut of the day.
All right, so I thought to go back to an oldie but a goodie. This was all the way back in April of 2025. And this is, I talked earlier about New York State issuing driver's license up to illegals. You don't have to prove who you are, where you came from to get a license in New York State. This is our friend Scott Jennings telling Abby Phillips, again, the part that I thought was easy to understand. Again, this is back from April with Scott Jennings.
I don't think anybody disagrees with that. 7 million means that they're not just going after criminals.
Well, they're going after people who are in the country illegally, right?
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying the criminals, this is a much bigger universe.
Doesn't that make you a criminal?
No, it doesn't.
To come across the border illegally?
Coming into the country illegally is a civil offense. It's not a criminal offense.
Okay, if you come into the country illegally, here's the message. We're going to find you and send you back. I mean, I'm sorry, that's the way it is. And I think the government should pull all the levers at its disposal to find people and pull this off. It's what the American people asked Donald Trump to do. Yes, they should be deporting violent people. Yes, they should be deporting people who committed violent acts before they came here. But at some juncture, if you're going to allow any illegal immigration at all, the message then goes out. Just get here. It'll probably work out for you. That was the last administration.
He's right. He's right. I mean, that's it's against the law to break into to come into the country. We don't know where you are. We don't know who you are. We don't know what your intentions are. Again, I think everybody is open to legal immigration. We live in the greatest country to ever exist. And yes, we'd love you to come and make it better, but you got to do it the right way. And you're going after more than the criminals. If you broke into the country, you broke the law, you're a criminal. Scott Jennings is right. And I think that's why Trump is the president and Kamala Harris isn't. Hey, thank you so much. I want to thank all our great guests. I want to thank Sue. And I want to thank you for tuning in and listening. I will be back here on Monday. Have yourself a great weekend. Go Tigers. Beat UVA. I'll talk to you Monday at 3 o'clock on 97.1 FM Talk.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Thanks, Joe. We've got an accident on eastbound 6440 around Big Bend, and they moved it from the left lane to the right shoulder, but it's really caused a delay in that area. Now there's a slow-moving tractor trailer, and I can't tell whether he's just kind of easing into everything. And there was another accident just east of there. Now, this one was eastbound 6440 past McCausland. And they still have the right lanes blocked. Only the left lane is getting by, so there's some slow-moving traffic there. But that's it. Westbound looks great. Westbound 70, 44, 55 southbound, all in good shape. And no delays on the bridges downtown if you're headed into Illinois. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hey, it's Mark Cox. Can you believe it's already the holiday season? While most people are thinking about lights and gift lists, a lot of homeowners are also wondering if now's the